Alright, Shalom. Okay, nous sommes les Hébreux israélites du camp de GMS Montréal. On revient avec le témoignage de Yahweh Shai. Avant de commencer, on va donner tout honneur, toute gloire.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokha Kodash.
Alright, double honneur et respect aux apôtres de Great Millstone, ceux qui guident bien les élus de la nation d'Israël. Shalom aux élus. Alright, c'est comme mentionné, nous sommes les serviteurs de Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. On revient avec le témoignage de Yahweh Shai, okay, qui est adressé aux Israélites. Okay, qui sont les Israélites, les soi-disant noirs, latinos et amérindiens. Okay, ainsi que les Israélites dispersés dans les quatre coins du monde. Okay, on comprend qu'ils ont été dispersés dans les quatre coins du monde. Okay? Alright? Et on a donné tout honneur, toute gloire à Yahweh qui est le nom du Tout-Puissant. Okay? Yahweh Shai, c'est le nom de son fils. Okay? Celui que le monde appelle avec ignorance Jésus-Christ. Okay? Et celui qui a été désigné pour délivrer la nation d'Israël et d'héritier de la terre complète, man, et de l'univers. Okay? Ce ordre, il a reçu du Père. Man. Okay? Et on vous revient dans le Rokha Kodash qui est le Saint-Esprit. Alright?
Psaume 2, verset 12. Embrasser le Fils de peur qu'il ne soit en colère.
Ouais, embrasser le Fils. Qui est le Fils? Ok, le Fils c'est Yahweh Shai. Quand on dit embrasser, ça veut dire lui donner son honneur, man, son honneur dû. Ok, parce que c'est seul par le Fils que l'on obtiendra la vie éternelle. C'est seul par le Fils que des frères se tiennent fermement, ok, en train de déclarer les Écritures, mais les secrets, les mystères de la Bible. Hein, ok, parce que Yahweh Shai a ouvert, ok, les sceaux. Okay, parce qu'il fut un temps où on était tous dans les ténèbres. Hein. On était dans ce monde, okay, on suivait les manières de ce monde, okay, on suivait les coutumes, on commettait l'idolâtrie, okay, mais grâce au Fils, okay, la lumière nous a été donnée. Okay. Right. C'est pour ça qu'on doit honorer le Fils.
Jean 5 et 22. Car le Père ne juge aucun homme, mais il a donné tout jugement au Fils, afin que tous les hommes honorent le Fils comme ils honorent le Père.
Afin que tout homme honore le Fils comme ils honorent le Père. Okay, si on voit le statut que Yahweh Shai a, okay, pas Mohamed comme les Arabes disent, c'est Yahweh Shai. Okay? Okay? Ça dit que tout genou va fléchir à la venue de Yahweh Shai. Qu'importe ta nation. Okay? Lorsque vous allez voir le pouvoir, okay, de Yahweh Shai, vous allez tous vous mettre à genoux. Okay? Right, parce qu'il y a un seul qui est mort pour la nation d'Israël. Aucun autre homme peut prendre cet honneur. Ok? Dis ça encore.
Jean 5 et 23. Afin que tous les hommes honorent le Fils comme ils honorent le Père. Celui qui n'honore pas le Fils n'honore pas le Père qui l'a envoyé.
Si tu n'honores pas le Fils, tu n'honores pas le Père. C'est qui le Père? Le Créateur de l'univers. Yahweh. Ok? Continue. Et c'est le Père qui a envoyé le Fils. Et bien sûr, Yahweh Shai a envoyé ses apôtres, okay, qui étaient tout d'abord disciples, mais il a envoyé ses apôtres après leur avoir donné son Esprit Saint. Okay. Et par la suite, les apôtres, ils ont fait quoi? Eh bien, ils ont éduqué les élus, le reste des élus de la nation d'Israël, afin que l'on soit tous rassemblés. Okay.
En parlant de Yahweh Shai, Philippiens 2 et 8, il s'est humilié lui-même, se rendant obéissant jusqu'à la mort, même jusqu'à la mort de la croix.
Comment est-ce qu'il s'est humilié, man? Ok, un pouvoir, Yahweh Shai est descendu sur la terre, ok, dans la forme d'un homme, man, dans la chair, man. Ok, so il s'est humilié, man. Ok, parce que dans cette chair nous sommes vulnérables, man. Ok, on est soumis à la vanité. Yahweh Shai a ressenti ces mêmes sentiments, mais ce qui différencie Yahweh Shai des hommes, c'est que Yahweh Shai n'a commis aucun péché. Ok, ça dit quoi? Il s'est humilié jusqu'à... encore?
Philippiens 2 et 8, il s'est humilié lui-même, se rendant obéissant.
Man. Ok? So, il n'a pas été obéissant au diable, man. Non, il a été obéissant à Yahweh, man. Ok? N'ayant commis aucun péché, man. Ok? Jusqu'à la fin, man. S'étant donné lui-même pour son peuple, man. Ok? Les Israélites, continue.
Jusqu'à la mort, même jusqu'à la mort de la croix. C'est pourquoi aussi Yahweh l'a souverainement élevé.
C'est pour ça Yahweh l'a souverainement élevé, même pas à Isaiah 53, man. Ok, il a donné une place parmi les grands hommes, ainsi de suite. Okay?
Et lui a donné le nom qui est au-dessus de tout nom. Afin qu'au nom de Yahweh Shai, tout genou fléchisse dans les cieux, sur la terre et sous la terre. Et que toute langue confesse que Yahweh Shai HaMashiach est Seigneur, à la gloire de Yahweh, le Père.
Bien sûr, mais les Écritures te disent clair que tout genou va fléchir et toute langue va confesser que Yahweh Shai est le Fils du Tout-Puissant. Yahweh, man. Ok?
Actes 4 et 12. D'ailleurs, il n'y a de salut en aucun autre, car il n'y a aucun autre nom sous le ciel donné par les hommes par laquelle nous devons être sauvés.
Right. Et son nom c'est Yahweh Shai, c'est pas Jésus, man. Ok? Parce qu'il n'y a pas de salut en Jésus, il n'y a pas de confort en Jésus, man. C'est juste une allusion que l'autoproclamé en blanc vous a donné, man. Ok? Ok? Le confort vient en Yahweh Shai. Son nom signifie il sauve. Ok? Alright, lisons encore.
Amen. Acte 4 et verset 12. D'ailleurs, il n'y a de salut en aucun autre, car il n'y a aucun autre nom sous le ciel donné parmi les hommes par laquelle nous devons être sauvés.
Ouais, il n'y a aucun autre nom, ok, qui a été donné aux hommes par laquelle on sera sauvé. Ok? Et ce qui prouve que le christianisme, le faux christianisme, ok, le catholicisme et ses différentes branches, ok, ne peuvent pas donner le salut à la nation d'Israël. C'est dans le livre de Matthieu, le 24e chapitre. Man. Ça dit que quand cette parole sera dispersée dans les quatre coins du monde, après la fin viendra. Man. Ok? Et si tu as des yeux pour voir, tu vois clairement que c'est la fin. Qu'est-ce qui signifie la fin? La fin signifie la fin de ce siècle. Le siècle où règne Esau Edom, qui en fait est la vraie nationalité des autoproclamés en blanc. Man. Ok? Right, nous sommes témoins de la chute de leur empire. Man. Ok?
Isaïe 53 et verset 11. Il verra du labeur à son âme et il en sera satisfait par la connaissance qu'ils auront de lui. Mon serviteur justifiera beaucoup.
Right. Qui est-ce que Yahushua va justifier? Ceux qui croient en lui. Man. Ok? So, une autre chose que les gens ne comprennent pas, c'est que tu ne vas pas être justifié par la loi, man. Okay, non, tu vas être justifié par la foi que tu as en Yahushua. Ok? Mais non, ce n'est pas par les œuvres que tu seras justifié. Oui, comment est-ce que tu démontres ta foi? Par les œuvres que tu commets, mais tu dois croire sincèrement en Yahweh et son fils Yahushua, man. Et que c'est juste en lui que tu obtiens le salut, man. Ok? Et c'est lui qui te donne accès à cette nouvelle alliance. Mais c'est cette nouvelle alliance qui va t'allier complètement avec le Tout-Puissant, Yahweh, man. Ok? Ouais. Quelque chose de bas?
1er Jean 5 et 4. C'est là que. 1er Jean 5 et 4. Car tous ceux qui sont nés de Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, vainquent le monde. Et ceci est la victoire qui vainc le monde, à savoir notre foi. Qui est celui qui vainc le monde, sinon celui qui croit que Yahweh Shai est le fils de Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai.
C'est beautiful, man. C'est par la foi que tu vas vaincre ce monde, man. Ce monde qui est régné par Esau Edom, l'autoproclamé en blanc, qui lui vient avec la participation de Satan.
Isaïe 53 et verset 11. Il verra du l'ardeur de son âme et il en sera satisfait par la connaissance qu'ils auront de lui. Mon serviteur droit en justifiera beaucoup,
Ouais,
car il...
il va justifier ceux qui croient en lui, man. Okay? Il va les justifier. Romains 8, okay? Ceux qui justifient, ceux qui les a appelés, les a aussi justifiés. Prends ça pour moi rapidement.
Ça dit, car il portera leurs iniquités.
Ouais, il va porter leurs iniquités. C'est ce qu'il a à faire, man. Ok, prends Romains 5, man. Ok? Parce que rarement est-ce qu'un homme va même périr pour un homme. Ok, même les gens vont rarement périr pour un homme à droit. Mais Yahushua a péri non seulement pour ses élus, mais aussi pour une nation inique, man. Une nation rebelle, man. Ok, so il a porté tous les péchés de la nation d'Israël. Il s'est revêtu d'eux, man. Il les a portés sur lui, man. Ok? C'est pour ça que sur la croix, il a senti que la présence du Père le quittait, man. Parce que les iniquités du peuple d'Israël étaient tellement profondes, man. Donc, regarde ça, on vient de lire, il a été obéissant jusqu'à la mort, mais jusqu'à la croix, man. Ok?
2 Thessaloniciens 2 et 9. Même lui, dont la venue est par l'intervention de Satan.
Romains 8 et 29. Car ceux qui connaissent d'avance, il les a aussi prédestinés à être conformes à l'image de son Fils, afin qu'il puisse être le premier-né parmi beaucoup de frères. De plus, ceux qu'il a prédestinés, Romains 8 et 29, car ceux qu'il connaissent d'avance, il les a aussi prédestinés. Romains 8 et 28. Et nous savons que toutes choses agissent ensemble pour le bien de ceux qui aiment Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ouais, c'est en autre mot, l'univers est pour nous, man. Ok? Et ça dit que les anges du Seigneur encampt ceux qui croient en Yahweh, ceux qui le craignent. Ok? Et qui manipulent les choses dans ce monde. Vraiment, c'est les anges qui font le rôle, ils exécutent les ordres de Yahweh. L'univers travaille en fait pour les élus. Hein. Ok? Bon, ça dit que le monde a été créé pour vous. Non?
Et même ça dit dans Somme, même ça dit dans Somme, roughly paraphrasé, ça dit qu'il a arrêté des rois. Ça dit ne touchez pas mes soins. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai me protège.
Ça dit j'ai tué des rois pour vous. Hein? Ok? Ne touche pas à mes prophètes et ne faire aucun mal à mes soins. Moins OINT, que S, you know? Ok? Et ceci fait référence aux élus, man. Ok?
Romains 8 et 28. Et nous savons que toutes choses agissent ensemble pour le bien de ceux qui aiment Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. De ceux qui sont appelés selon son dessein.
Ouais, ceux qui sont appelés selon son dessein, ça retourne à ceux qui ont entendu ces paroles. Lorsqu'ils ont entendu, eh bien, ils ont cru. Okay? Et lorsqu'ils ont cru, eh bien, ils ont été scellés par cet Esprit Saint, man, qui est le gage de notre héritage. Man. Et c'est cet Esprit Saint qui va te garder, qui va te guider jusqu'à la venue, jusqu'à la rédemption, rédemption de la possession qui a été achetée. Man. Okay? Notre rédemption, man, des élus. Man. En autre mot, la venue de Yahushua. C'est ce que Yahushua va venir. Il va venir rappeler ses élus dans les cieux, man, dans les nuées. You know? Yeah, bro.
Car ceux qui connaissent d'avance, il les a aussi prédestinés.
Ceux qui le connaissent d'avance, man. On ne parle pas de comme de 1000 ans, on ne parle pas de 2000 ans, 3000 ans, on parle de ce qui se passait dans les cieux, man. Ok? Lorsque Yahweh Yahushua est en train de créer le monde, man. Yahushua était avec ses anges, ok, ainsi que les élus pour créer le monde. You know? Ça dit quoi? Yahushua était le délice du Père. Okay? Le Père se réjouissait du Fils. Et Yahushua se réjouissait de qui? Ça dit les fils de l'homme, mais ça parle des élus. Man. Ok? C'est pour ça que ça dit.
Ouais. Et nous savons que, car ceux qui connaissent d'avance, il les a aussi prédestinés à être conformés à l'image de son Fils.
Right. So, le but, c'est que les élus soient rendus semblables à Yahushua. Ok? C'est quoi ça? Philippiens 3, je pense. Ok? Le but, c'est qu'ils soient conformés à Yahushua. Okay? Et ça a commencé réellement à la crucifixion de Yahushua, parce que lorsque Yahushua a été crucifié, eh bien, c'est ceux qui connaissaient d'avance, eux aussi sont morts spirituellement avec Yahushua. Mais lorsqu'il a été ressuscité, eh bien, ils sont passés à la vie spirituellement aussi. Okay? Et maintenant, ce renouvellement se continue jusqu'à la venue de Yahushua, où ce renouvellement sera finalisé, où les élus recevront les lois, les statuts et commandements en eux, ils seront parfaits, tout comme Yahushua était parfait. Okay? Ils seront mis à l'image de Yahushua. Okay?
Philippiens 3 et verset 21, qui changera notre corps vil afin qu'il puisse être façonné semblable à son corps glorieux.
Ouais, puisque nous sommes présentement dans un corps vil, un corps soumis à la vanité, un corps soumis au péché. Ok? Il changera notre corps vil
afin qu'il puisse être façonné semblable à son corps glorieux.
Le corps glorieux de qui? De Yahushua. Ok, continue.
Selon l'œuvre par laquelle il est capable même d'assujettir toutes choses à lui.
That's right, man, parce que tout pouvoir a été donné à Yahushua. Ok? Tout pouvoir a été donné à Yahushua sur la terre. Man. Ok? Dieu est capable de faire toutes choses. Et c'est une chose qu'il va faire, c'est de conformer ses élus en son image, mais tout ça par le pouvoir qu'il a reçu du Père Yahweh.
2 Corinthiens 4 et 13. Et comme nous avons le même esprit de foi qui est exprimé dans cette parole de l'Écriture, j'ai cru, c'est pourquoi j'ai parlé. Nous aussi nous croyons et c'est pour cela que nous parlons, sachant que celui qui a ressuscité le Seigneur Yahawashi nous ressuscitera aussi avec Yahawashi et nous fera paraître avec vous en sa présence. De retour à Romains 8 et 29, car ceux qu'il connaissent d'avance, il les a aussi prédestinés à être conformés à l'image de son Fils, afin qu'il puisse être le premier-né parmi beaucoup de frères. De plus, ceux qu'il a prédestinés, ceux-là, il les a appelés aussi. Et ceux qu'il appela, ceux-là, il les justifia aussi.
Encore une fois, c'est Yahawashi qui va justifier ses élus, comme on vient de lire. Okay? Ceux qu'il appela, il les justifia aussi.
Et ceux qu'il justifia, ceux-là aussi les glorifiera.
Il les glorifiera. Okay? Et comment est-ce qu'ils seront glorifiés? Lorsqu'ils seront mis à la même apparence que le Fils. Continue.
Que dirons-nous alors de ces choses? Si Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi est pour nous, qui peut être contre nous?
Qui peut être contre nous? On vient de lire que l'univers est pour nous. Yahawashi est pour nous. Et si Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi est pour nous, qui peut être contre nous? Prends Isaiah 54 et 16. Aucun arme qui se présente contre toi peut te détruire. Et non, je suis en train de le paraphraser, que le frère va l'apporter. So, les devises de Esau Edom. Ça ne va pas fonctionner. Ça dit que s'il était possible, il pourrait décevoir les élus.
Isaïe 54 et verset 17. Aucune arme formée contre toi ne réussira. Et si tu condamneras toute langue qui se lèvera contre toi en jugement, c'est l'héritage des serviteurs du Seigneur et leur rectitude vient de moi, dit le Seigneur.
Right. So, la restitution, donc la droiture, c'est quoi la droiture? La droiture, c'est servir Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, croire en Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi. Parce que vraiment la droiture, c'est la foi en Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi. Et ça vient de quoi? Ça vient de nous. Ça veut dire que quoi? Vous êtes sauvés par la grâce, par votre foi, et non pas de vous, mais ceci est le don de Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi. Donc la rectitude vient de Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi. Notre héritage, c'est-à-dire notre héritage, c'est que aucune arme qui se formera contre nous réussira. Et toute langue qui vient contre nous, on va les condamner. Soit on a reçu une forme de pouvoir.
Ajouter aussi les armes qui sont faites contre nous, ça ne pourra pas nous séparer de l'amour de Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi.
Ça dans Romains 8.
Ok, 1 Jean 3 et 2. Bien-aimés, maintenant nous sommes les fils de Yahweh. Et ce que nous serons n'apparaît pas encore, mais nous savons que lorsqu'il apparaîtra, nous serons comme lui, car nous le verrons comme il est. Alors présentement, on peut paraître un peu faible, quand on prophétise, le monde peut passer devant nous et puis ils peuvent à quelque part penser qu'on est rien. Mais quand Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi va arriver, quand Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi va arriver, il va transpercer le ciel, il va changer nos corps et puis on va devenir à l'image de Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi.
Comme ça dit, il ne va pas revenir comme un homme.
Exactement.
Il ne va pas les rencontrer comme un homme. Il va revenir dans son état spirituel, dans son corps spirituel. Et nous aussi, on va être changé dans ce corps spirituel. Et ça, c'est la gloire.
Ça dit, il ne va pas revenir comme un homme. Il ne va pas te rencontrer comme un homme. Et qu'est-ce qu'il va venir rencontrer? Ces Édomites. Ces autoproclamés en blanc. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi a un date avec vous. Alright? Et c'est pas pour vous embrasser, mais Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi va vous embrasser avec le feu. L'embrassement, c'est le feu. Il va juger vos parents, vos fils, vos filles. Right? Vos filles aussi, Alright?
Hébreux 2 et verset 10. Car il convenait à celui pour qui sont toutes choses et par qui sont toutes choses, en amenant beaucoup de fils à la gloire, afin de rendre le capitaine de leur salut parfait par des souffrances. Hébreux 2 et verset 10. Car il convenait à celui pour qui sont toutes choses et par qui sont toutes choses, en amenant beaucoup de fils à la gloire, afin
Pour qui sont toutes choses? Yahushua, tu lis le livre de Colossiens 1 et 14, ça dit toutes choses ont été créées pour lui, man. Par lui et pour lui. Ok? Ok? Ça il convenait que dis encore?
ça dit, car il convenait à celui pour qui sont toutes choses et par qui sont toutes choses, en amenant beaucoup de fils à la gloire.
En amenant beaucoup de fils à la gloire. Man. Ok, Romains 8 te dit que nous n'avons pas reçu l'esprit de peur ou de servitude, mais l'esprit d'adoption. Et on crie Abba, qui signifie quoi? Abba en hébreu veut dire Abba, qui est un mot hébreu, veut dire père. Père, man. Si on crie Abba, ce qui fait de nous des fils. Man. Ok, continue.
En amenant beaucoup de fils à la gloire,
Ceux qui croient, c'est là que ceux qui croient. Man. Okay?
afin de rendre le capitaine de leur salut parfait par des souffrances.
Ouais, so Yahushua a été rendu parfait par les souffrances qu'il a vécues. Ok? Et ça dit que le serviteur n'est pas plus grand que le maître. Man. Ok? Tout comme Yahushua a souffert, nous devons aussi souffrir. Man. Ok? Nous sommes présentement en train de passer par certaines tribulations qui afin de nous approuver. Ok? Mais ultimement, c'est en train de nous préparer pour le jour du trouble de Jacob. Man. Ok? Et ce jour de trouble, ça dit que c'est un jour qui est incomparable dans l'histoire. Man. Ok? Le Seigneur va apporter toutes sortes de fléaux, toutes sortes de jugements. Ok? Mais il va préserver ses élus. Man. Ok?
Je l'ai vite fait, même avant qu'on ait changé au corps comme Yahushua, la transition commence maintenant, par les tribulations. La tribulation te fait, te purifie pour te rendre comme l'image de Yahushua, comme on purifie l'or dans le feu. Le bergeron, c'est bergeron, comment on dit ça? Le gars qui... L'argentier. Mais le gars qui contrôle le fuseron, qui purifie l'or, il sort l'or jusqu'à temps qu'il voit sa face dans l'or. C'est la même chose que Yahushua fait avec nous, par la tribulation, afin que quoi? Quand il vient avec les nuées, on va être, comment on dit ça, semblable à lui, être beamed up et entrer dans notre corps spirituel. Mais ça commence maintenant ici, dans le cerveau.
C'est vrai que ça dit que le royaume, ne pense pas que le royaume est ici ou là, non, le royaume est en vous. Man. Ok, et ça commence par cette parole. Man. Ok.
C'est ça que ça veut dire. Quand Yahushua a dit, celui qui me suit doit porter sa croix. Tu dois porter ta croix et marcher dans le chemin à droite. Ça fait partie de la tribulation aussi. C'est le feu que tu passes. Acte 14 et 22.
Ça dit il doit se renier, qui se renie lui-même et qui porte sa croix. Man.
Acte 14 et 22. Fortifiant l'esprit de ses disciples, les exhortant à persévérer dans la foi et disant que c'est par beaucoup de tribulations qu'il faut entrer dans le royaume de Yahweh. C'est une étape. Tu dois passer par cette tribulation pour obtenir le royaume de Yahweh. Comme ça dit dans Siracide 2, mais prépare ton esprit pour des tentations quand tu viens servir Yahweh.
2 Timothée 2 et 3. Toi donc, endure les difficultés comme un bon soldat de Yahushua Mashiach. 2 Timothée 2 et 3. Toi donc, endure les difficultés comme un bon soldat de Yahushua Mashiach.
Ouais, sinon, tu as appelé à être un soldat. Okay? Tu as appelé à être un soldat. Un soldat, il est complètement obéissant à son capitaine. Man. Ok? Yeah, non? Le soldat est complètement obéissant à son capitaine. Man. Ok? Yeah.
Aucun homme qui va à la guerre ne s'encombre avec les affaires de cette vie.
That's right, man. So, si tu es appelé en tant que soldat, tu ne vas pas être distrait par les affaires du monde, man. You know? This is c'est d'avoir 50 femmes. Mais ça ne va pas fonctionner ici, man. Ok, un soldat qui est envoyé à la guerre, ok, t'es contraint aux commandes du commandement, man, du capitaine, man. You know? Donc, tu vas trop penser à ta famille qui est back home, là. You know what I'm saying? Oui, tu peux leur envoyer des lettres de certains conforts, mais écoute, tes yeux, hey, ça dit quoi? Let that nice, que tes yeux soient singuliers, man. Fixés sur un objectif, man.
Yeah, really fuck the letters.
You know, que tes yeux soient fixés sur le but, mais l'objectif, man. Et l'objectif, c'est le royaume, man. Le Seigneur a dit, celui qui délaisse famille, frère, you know, les biens de ce monde, les choses dont ta chair sont attirées, ok, tu vas recevoir 100 fois plus, man. You know?
Because it's like that movie, c'est comme le film Tattoo. Il y avait un gars qui pensait de son mari, il va envoyer des lettres et tout ça. Quelqu'un lui a dit, il a été tué. Because he wasn't focused. You don't got time to send that letter either. You gotta be moved. Like if they just happen to pop in the way, hey, yo, how you doing? Let me just keep it moving. That's right. That's really the best way to keep it moving. Because another thing is, tu deviens plus attaché. Tu ne veux pas être attaché à l'état qui vient, dans les choses que tu vas voir, la façon que les gens vont périr, même ta famille, tu vas voir. Et là, les personnes qui ne sont pas pour ça, man, parce qu'ils sont attachés. Toujours, il est sur le téléphone avec sa mère. Ouais. Yo, le plupart du monde va périr.
So, le Seigneur a dit que de toute façon, il va te redonner 100 fois, man. Ok? You know? So, ce que tu as abandonné dans cette vie, tu vas le recevoir, man. Ok?
Et sachant cela, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai te demande d'être concentré. Parce que le fait que tu sois distrait, ça peut t'amener à la mort, à la fin de la journée.
2 Timothée 2 et 4, je le relis pour finir. Aucun homme qui va à la guerre ne s'encombre avec les affaires de cette vie, afin qu'il puisse plaire à celui qu'il a choisi pour être un soldat.
Ouais, si tu dois plaire à ton capitaine, man. Ok? You know?
Encore, ça c'est un spiritual warfare. On est dans la guerre. Le fait qu'on est ici dans les éléments, en train de pousser la parole, on est sujet à tous les esprits ici, man. Donc, mais on est en guerre, c'est pour ça qu'on doit mettre la complète armure de Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, être concentré, you know?
1 Corinthiens.
Siracide 2 et 1. Mon fils, si tu aspires à servir le Seigneur, prépare ton âme pour l'épreuve. De retour à être concentré. Fais-toi un cœur droit et sois résolu. Ne te trouve pas au moment de la détresse. Attache-toi à lui et ne te écarte pas. Tu finiras tes jours dans la prospérité.
Ne t'en écarte pas, man. Ok? You know? Parce que cette tribulation, c'est ce qui te perfectionne. Ok? On vient de lire que le capitaine de notre salut a été perfectionné par les souffrances, man. Ok? So, la même chose pour nous, man. Ok? Ceux qui croient en Yahushua, man. Alright?
Tous ceux qui t'adviennent, accepte-le. Dans les revers de ton humiliation, sois patient.
Ouais, so, tu dois être patient, mais le mot patient signifie souffrir, man. Ok? So, ce qui t'advient, tu dois l'accepter, man. Parce que qui les envoie? Ok? C'est Yahweh Bashim Yahushai qui les envoie, man. Ok? Qu'est-ce que Job a dit? Est-ce que doit-on recevoir des bonnes choses du Seigneur et non les mauvaises, man? Ok? Ouais, toute chose est faite en balance, man. Ok? Tu dois accepter le bien et tout comme le mal, man. Oui, on va t'accepter ça avec un gros sourire, mais ça, des fois, tu es F, donc tu commences à. Après, tu commences à comprendre, ok, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai veut que tu passes vers cela. Ça dit, il ne va pas te donner plus. Tu comprends ça? Le Seigneur ne va pas te donner plus que ce que tu peux endurer, mais le Seigneur connaît tes limites, man. Ok?
De plus, ça te dit dans les Écritures que avant l'honneur, c'est l'annihilation. Donc on passe par cette tribulation pour que quand on est au royaume, on apprécie le royaume. Hein? You know? 1 Corinthiens 10 et verset 13. Aucune tentation ne vous a saisi tel qui est commun à l'homme.
Tel qui est commun à l'homme. Man. Ok? Ceci que tu subis, un autre frère l'a subi. Man. Ok? Alright? Go ahead.
Mais Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai est fidèle, qui ne permettra pas que vous soyez tentés au-delà de ce que vous êtes capable.
right.
Mais avec la tentation, il vous donnera aussi un moyen d'échapper afin que vous puissiez être capable de la supporter.
Right. So il va trouver un moyen de que tu échappes, ok, de ces tribulations. Ok? Qui va toujours te donner un moyen d'échapper dans ces tribulations. Man. Ok? Et c'est déjà passé encore?
Quand ça dit, mais avec la tentation, il vous donnera aussi un moyen d'échapper
Ouais, ça c'est la balance du Seigneur. Man. Ok? Continue.
afin que vous puissiez être capable de la supporter.
Ouais, afin que vous puissiez être capable de la supporter. Prends Romains 5. Ok? Ça dit que les tribulations travaillent la patience et la patience l'expérience. Man. Et l'espérance. Man. Ok? Et l'espérance ne rend pas honteux. Man. Ok? After that scripture, that's what it's stuff.
En Romains 5 et verset 3. Et non seulement cela, mais nous nous glorifions dans la tribulation aussi, sachant que la tribulation produit la patience, et la patience, l'expérience, et l'expérience, l'espérance. Donc, il y a un précepte qui dit que qu'est-ce qui est bon pour l'esprit est pas bon pour le corps, car il y a un combat entre l'esprit et le corps. Donc, toutes les choses que Yahweh Shimashai nous fait passer, c'est pour en venir à une chose positive pour l'esprit, pour nous préparer. Right? Verset 5, ça dit, et l'espérance ne rend pas honteux, parce que l'amour de Yahweh Shimashai est versé largement dans nos cœurs par l'Esprit Saint qui nous est donné. Alors l'espérance, avoir l'espérance en notre Seigneur Yahweh Shimashai, c'est pas une chose honteuse, au contraire, il faut glorifier ça, d'avoir l'espoir de Yahweh Shimashai qu'il a donné seulement à nous, right, sa nation. Donc il faut glorifier cet avantage d'avoir l'espoir en Yahweh Shimashai.
On va apporter ça à Yahushua parce que le frère avait dit que nos tribulations c'est commun à tout homme. Tous les hommes passent par cette tribulation. Même Yahushua a dû passer par cela.
That's right, that's right.
Ça dit ici à Hébreu 4 et 14.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm a Jewish woman. I love reggae music. And I see
You know who's singing right there? Who's singing on that song that you're playing?
That's Declan.
Declan. She's an Israelite. You know that, right?
Well, I'm an Israelite. I was born in Israel. I spoke Hebrew. I forgot it now. I just want to say that
You better hope you're an
the
Israelite.
mix of Israel culture and Jamaican culture is beautiful, and I love it.
No.
And I love
you're making a
reggae
mistake.
music.
You're making a mistake.
I love jazz
Read.
music. I love
She's
music
trying to
that speaks
talk.
of
Read.
God.
Hébreu 4
I
et 14. Voyons
love
donc
God.
que nous
I
avons
love
un
God.
éminent grand
I
frère
love God.
qui est
And
passé
I
dans les
praise
cieux.
God every
Yahushua est
single
le
day.
fils de
I
Yahweh.
love God. I
Tenons
don't care
ferme
if I'm
notre
white
profession.
and you're black.
Car nous
I
avons un
don't care
grand
if you're
frère.
black and I'm white.
There's no such thing as
We,
white and black.
I and I.
There's no such thing as white and black.
Car nous avons un grand
You,
frère.
I
You're
and
showing-
I,
Qui ne peut
one
être
woman,
touché.
one
You're
God.
showing you have white
I love
privilege.
you.
You're showing
I
you're a
love you.
Karen.
I love
You're
you.
acting like
I
a
love
Karen
you.
right now.
I love you.
You're
I
acting
love
like a
you.
Karen right
I
now.
love you.
You're acting like a Karen right
Karen
now.
is
You're acting like
a
look,
slur.
don't
I love you.
don't come up to me. You're acting like a Karen right now. You have too much privilege, man.
Can I have a
You have
hug?
too much damn privilege, man. You're coming up and interrupting, being rude. All right,
You know
instead of
why
coming
I'm
and talking in
interrupting?
dialect. No. You
Because
shouldn't be
you're
interrupting.
racist.
No.
Because
Hold
you're
on.
racist
You didn't say that before.
Jewish
You didn't say that before. You didn't even talk to us. How you know what we are?
Because I know what this is.
What is this? What is what? What is what?
You're taking the Old Testament, and the Israelites are a metaphor for black people being enslaved in the Caribbean and other
Absolutely,
diaspora.
absolutely.
Therefore,
Absolutely.
black people are the actual Israeli
That's right.
people. The
Not
actual
just black,
people.
not just so-called black, because there's no such thing as black people.
Agreed.
We're Israelites.
Agreed.
There's no such thing as white people. You're not white. We're not black.
And so
There's no
I'm not
such
a
thing.
Karen, yeah?
No, you're a Karen because you're coming up like a privileged little brat. That's where you're coming up.
Wow.
All right. Now these three tribes,
Is it
Judah,
not- wait, I have a
Benjamin, hold on,
question.
I'm gonna try to break it down to you.
No,
All
no,
right,
no,
Judah,
okay.
Benjamin, and
All
Levi.
of this
These
is
are the
not
so-called.
historic.
I'm
Now,
just
I have
seeing
a
you.
question.
You're acting up. But
No.
first, let me break down the
Who
first
has
part. Let me break down.
privilege? Is it you guys?
See,
who
this is
stand
that
here?
Karen in you.
No,
That's that
you are
Karen
in
in
a
you.
public
That's that
space.
Karen.
You're
I'm
in a
trying to help
public
you. I'm
space.
trying to help you understand.
I
You're being a
understand.
Karen. Okay, then get out of here then. Go ahead, read.
Hébreux
Read,
2,
get out
4
of
et
here.
15.
And you're not a Jew. You're not a Jew.
Yes,
You're
I
a
am.
fake Jew. You're a fake Jew.
Qui
You're
ne
not
peut
a
pas-
real Jew. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Car
when the
nous
Lord
avons
comes
un
back.
grand
He's a
frère.
so-called
Who
black
comes
man.
back?
The Lord. The Lord.
I
Don't
can't
you know
wait
about the
for God
prophecies?
to come back
Don't
and
you
shake
know
his
about the
hand.
prophecies? No, you don't know nothing about prophecies because you're a
I'm
fake
God-fearing,
Jew.
God
Go read the
loving,
Talmud.
and
Go
I
read the
love-
Talmud.
I love
Go read the
every
Talmud.
single one of
Go
God's
read the
creatures.
Talmud.
I love you
Go read the
for calling
Talmud.
me Karen.
Read.
I
Read.
love you.
Hébreux 4 et 15. Car nous n'avons pas un grand frère qui ne peut pas être touché
All your people
de
will know
compassion pour nos infirmités.
Except for
This
Mais
is
il est
racist.
doté
This
en
is
tout
racist.
point.
the
That's
transgender,
racist.
the transgender agenda is started by you devils.
I'm not
you
a
do
transgender.
no, but you devils are the ones pushing it.
I
These
didn't
guys,
push it.
The
Listen to me.
Rothschilds,
I'm a
BlackRock, they're all owned by you
Listen to my
so-called
eyes.
Jews.
Listen to
Fake
my eyes.
Jews. Get out of here.
You're-
Beat it,
you're
man. Beat it.
anti-Semitic.
No.
I'm trying
What
to
is Semitic?
Semitic.
Who's Sem? Who's Sem? Break it down. What does anti-Semitic mean? Yeah,
Sir.
I'll speak. I don't give a shit.
Sir,
What's anti-Semitic
full of
mean?
hate.
What does
And you-
anti-Semitic mean?
anti-Semitic means you are you don't like people who are Semitic,
Yes.
which is a part of Northern Africa, which is
Who is Sem? What is Semitic? What does Semitic mean? Break down the word
Look,
Semitic.
I went to a Catholic school because that's where my parents
Hey,
took me.
look,
because
what does that have to do with what I'm
Jewish
asking?
people-
What does that have to do with what I'm
I
asking?
don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know.
But that's good. Let's start there. You don't know what you're saying. Okay, let's start there. Okay, Semitic comes from, hold on, I'm gonna
okay.
break it down to you.
All right,
Okay, so you guys can understand the witchcraft that your people put on the earth.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
Semitic, Sem goes back to Shem. Okay, there's many Semitic people. There's many Shemitic people. The so-called Arabs are Shemitic. The so-called East Indians are Shemitic. I don't want you to record me. All right? No, but you know, that's the
You're
cap.
recording.
That's that Karen. I'm not recording
You're
you.
recording.
You're coming in the camera.
But
I'm
you're
not pointing
okay.
at
Look,
you.
look, I'm stopping it.
Okay, don't
You're
record.
trying to teach me,
Okay.
and I'm
Now I'm
recording
trying to break
so
it
I
down.
can
No,
like,
just
listen to you
listen.
after.
You have a memory. All right, you have a memory.
I have ADHD.
Okay.
I understand.
Well, that's well, write it down in a paper and pen. All right.
Okay,
So
you know what? I'm never
ultimately,
gonna be good enough,
Shemitic.
so I'm
Okay,
gonna
let me
go.
break it down to the camera. Okay, Shemitic goes back to Shem. Semitic goes back to Shem. There's many Shemitic people. They're not the only Semitic people. And they're not the real Jews. They go back to Esau, man. Those are Edomites. That was an Edomite you just saw. Okay? A daughter of Esau, namely Amalek.
I
most
love
likely.
you.
Okay,
I
go
love
ahead.
each and every one
Read,
of you.
read.
You are
Hébreux
God's
4 et
Well, God
15.
doesn't love you. Go ahead.
Hébreux 4 et 15. Car nous n'avons pas un grand
They're
prêtre
coming
qui
up like
ne
a Karen, bro. You know? See, that's that privilege of these Edomites, man. They got too much privilege, but that privilege is about to be ripped away soon. Man.
That's right, that's right.
They're gonna be put down in the pit, man.
Yeah.
All right. Bro, what's the time on that, bro?
38.
Huh?
38.
38, man. Let me just get into it. Let's just get into the English section. All right, because these devils are something else. Man. All right, so oh, give me the deaf addict. Give me the deaf. I'm going straight. Give me the deaf addict. All right. But when they come up, when these devils come up, they don't come up to learn. They come up to push their madness. Okay. This is it started. Okay, go ahead, read that. Hold on. Let's first and foremost, when the Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, to speak about the upliftment of this, the upliftment of Yahweh Shai, which is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. Salutations, much love and respect to Rocky out there pushing this word out, truth and sincerity. Go ahead and read that, bro.
This is Psalms 58. I'm
Spread
a,
out a bit. All right, go ahead.
Psalm 58, start at verse 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Yep.
It says, their poison is like the poison of a serpent.
Yep.
They are like the deaf addict that stoppeth her ear.
Right, now that means what? They don't want to hear the truth. That's why they stopped their ear. See? That's why she didn't want to hear nothing that we had to say, because she knew that the truth was going to come out. That's right. All right? Give me that, the truth, the light is as the shadow of death to them, man. These devils, they push their lies on the whole earth. Okay? So now the lies are being broken down and they're being revealed, man. Go ahead.
This is Job 24 and verse 17. For the morning is to them even as the shadow of death.
Right, what does the morning represent? The truth. You see, the truth is like the shadow of death to them. Okay, that's like life to us. You see? Because we're on the right hand side, they're on the left hand side.
That's right. See, the biggest threat to this Edomite system is really the truth. Okay, don't let these right wings fool you, left wing, right. That's all a game. Okay, both of them, none of them deal with truth. None of these Edomites deal with truth. Okay, because when you go to the right one, you start going, okay, let's go into the history of what you've done, the so-called what you've done. No, that's a critical race theory. We don't deal with that. What? I thought you were about truth. I thought you called yourself truthers. No, they're deaf adders that stop their ear, man. Go ahead, read that again.
This is Job 24 and verse 17. For the morning is to them even as the shadow of death.
Yeah.
If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death.
What does it mean if they're found out? That's why they do everything in secret. Give me Psalm 64, brother. Give me Psalm 64, man. All right, they do everything in secret because what? Because they know that their deeds are wicked, man. Go ahead.
This is
That's
Job.
all I'm sorry. Go read that. Go ahead. There's more, right? Is it not? Got something else?
Yeah.
Go ahead. 64? Yep.
This
Bring
is,
it out.
this is Psalms 64 and I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, hide me from the secret.
And the nerve of these devils to speak about hate. Huh? The nerve of Esau, the most hateful people that have ever existed on the earth, gonna tell somebody they're hateful, man. These Edomites, man, I tell you, boy, Obadiah 1 and 18 is a beautiful scripture, man. I might put that in my house, man. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
This is Psalm 64 and verse 2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who wet their tongue like a sword and bent their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
They shoot in secret. That's why they have their secret societies, you know, the Illuminati, all these different things, and different things they do behind closed doors, different meetings, okay? The legislations they sign and people don't even know about, okay? Because that's how they work. They work in secret, man. Go ahead.
It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laid snares privily.
Right.
They say, who shall see them?
Who shall see them? Now they're being revealed. That's why the scriptures say, how were the hidden things of Esau searched out, man? They're being searched up through us, man. Starting with his prophets, man. Okay? Even though these people, they know these truthers, they understand what's going on now, but they're late to the party. We've been exposing it, starting with our apostles and elders, man.
That's right.
This man is the devil, man. But you got to go to the root. They don't go to the root. The thing is that these are the Edomites ruling the earth, man. Go ahead, man.
It says verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search.
Yep.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Yeah, they think deep upon their wickedness, man. They're not thinking about righteousness. None of these elites is thinking about setting up a righteous society, man. They're thinking about pushing for more wickedness, man. Okay? Transgenderism, all right? How women could be more loose, and they're trying to spread that to these other nations, man. That's why Uganda's telling them to giving them the middle finger, man. Okay? Because they got their old customs, man. And it's been working just fine without the poison of Esau Edom, man. But this is what her people are spreading around the earth, man. And then she wants to say she's an Israel. Are you kidding me, man? Go ahead, man.
This is Micah 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity, that work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Right. They have the power in their hand, so they're able to exact their will around the earth. Okay? Without anyone persecuting them or them going to jail or anything. Okay? You see what I'm saying? They're polluting the ocean, the water, the air, the chemtrails, every goddamn where. And no one's taking these people up on charges. But you know who's going to take them up on charges? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Go ahead.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Right.
Only he who now let it will let until he be taken out of the way.
Now, who's the one that's letting him continue? Who's the one that's allowing him to continue? The Most High. Matter of fact, get that in the NLT after you read that. All right? Who's allowing him to continue, man? Matter of fact, all right? The Heavenly Father's allowing this devil to continue up until the point where he takes his ass out. Read that again.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now let it will let until he be taken out of the way.
Right.
And then shall that wicked be revealed.
Now that wicked is being revealed, man. It's the Edomites, man. Okay, the ones who call themselves so-called white people, the majority of them they go back to Esau and Edom. Okay, the Edomites in the Bible, man. This is in history. It's easy to find this in history. Okay, when you go back to the Macedonians, okay, those were Amalek settled there, man. Amalek. That's the chief tribe of the Edomites in the Bible, man.
Read out.
Now, who was a Macedonian in history? Philip the Macedonian, which was the father of Alexander the Greek. And was he a black guy? Was he Chinese? Did he look Chinese? They got busted this guy right now. You can go on Google, man. It's a so-called white boy. That's an Edomite, man. That's the image of an Edomite in the Bible, man.
Right.
Go ahead. It's not that hard. But you see, who runs the earth? The Edomites. You think they're going to tell you that, man? Think they're going to make a movie about Esau and bring it back to them? No. That's why we're doing it. Okay? That's why we're doing it. We're bringing out the information, man. You can't hide yourself no more. That's done. Go ahead, man.
And then shall that wicked be revealed.
And they're the wicked according to there's a nation known as the wicked. Give me Malachi 1 and 4, Zakar. Okay? There's a nation known as the wicked race of people, man.
That's right, bring it out.
In the Bible, man. Go ahead, man.
This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished.
Now this is speaking about Edom, the Edomites. Go ahead.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Which this happened in the Renaissance period, man. Because prior to the Renaissance, black people were ruling Europe and things of that nature. Esau was on the lower level. You can find that with them old relics, man. The Moors and the Saxons, all those were so-called black people. The original Irish, the original Scots. First of all, the word Scot means black. Okay? That's what it actually means. Okay? So we were those people, those knights and things of that nature. Esau came back into power started in the late 1400s, the middle 1400s, and it worked its way up, man. Okay? Until what you see today. So he was impoverished at one time, but guess what? He built the desolate places, man. Read that again.
This is the book of Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Yeah.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
That's what your name is going to be. That's what your title is going to be in the kingdom of heaven, man. The border of wickedness, man. Meaning you are the wicked. Everywhere you go, wickedness. Hold on, what are they doing over there in Uganda right now? They're trying to force them to push forth homosexuality, man. And they're saying, no, we don't want that, man. We got our laws, man. But no, here comes the wicked, right? Sending their little puppets, right? Their little minions around the earth, because these people have a job. The president is just a puppet, okay? To push forth their iniquity in the earth, man. Go ahead.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Everywhere they go, what follows? Wickedness. Got something else?
Yeah, come on. And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
You got something else?
Yeah. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse.
What?
It's like the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and 16.
Right.
When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases.
Right, so this is why the transgression is increasing in the earth and has increased. Really, get me Malachi. Get me Malachi, not Malachi, Maccabees. You know what I'm saying? This is why, because these are the wicked people of the earth, man. Okay, and their seed, the seed line, they're all wicked. Okay, they can't do right. All right. You got Jake they think Esau changed, and that's why when Esau, they hear some, oh, that was racist, they get crazy, they act crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe he said, bro. Do you think we act crazy when we hear something like an Edomite say something racist? We don't. We say, well, that's an Edomite, bro. That's what an Edomite's supposed to do. They have enmity against you, man. That's your enemy, man.
Right.
But don't you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans understand? You're the Israelites, they're the Edomites, man. Okay? Go ahead, man. And you're gonna see real soon, man. You little cool niggas, you little Chuck and Jive Uncle Toms, you're gonna see real soon how much love we got for you, man.
That's right.
When all hell breaks loose, you're gonna see the real nature of these devils, man.
Go ahead, man.
Proverbs 29 and 16.
You will see. Well, guess what? They saw in Katrina. When Katrina happened, the people they thought were good old Edomites, they were shooting at them jakes, man. They were playing hunt. They were hunting those jakes, man. Go ahead, like you hunt, like they hunt, like you hunt game, like you hunt deer. That's how they were hunting you jakes, man. Go ahead, man.
When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases.
And I can't wait, and I'm glad that's gonna happen to you jakes too. Because you jakes are flipping weak, man. You're weak and you love this devil, man. Even in slavery, you love the devil, man. Even in slavery, you love the devil, man. Huh? Go ahead, man.
But the righteous shall see their fall.
The righteous, who's the righteous? The elect.
That's right.
All right? That's it? Okay, that's something, boy. Read what you got. Huh? Read the
Maccabees 1 and verse 7.
Yep.
So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule,
Yep.
everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so that their sons after them many years.
Right, so this is speaking about Alexander the Greek. All right? All right? So him and his 4 generals, man. Right after he died, his 4 generals took over, man. Go ahead.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right, after he came, because that was the first Edomite rulership, man. That was the first Edomite rulership of the known world, man. So what happened after he got to power? Read that again.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Read that Proverbs again. Evils were, meaning what? Wickedness was multiplied, man.
That's right.
It's not that hard to understand. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 29 and 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases.
Transgression against what? The laws of the Heavenly Father, man. Okay? When it speaks about the wine of Babylon, again, the Babylon has been a golden cup. That when you speak about the wine, which is the philosophy of Babylon, you're spreading this wine over all the earth. That's what they're doing over there in Uganda right now. Uganda, they say, no, we don't want that homosexuality. We don't accept that here. And what are they doing? They say, no, you have to accept. Please accept it. We need you to accept it. Okay, we're not doing business with you. That's the wicked, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, man. Okay, go ahead.
This is Psalms 37 and verse 35. I've seen the wicked in great power.
That's right.
And spreading himself like a green bay
And
tree.
he has great power in the earth. That's why he can set up sanctions and block people's monetary gains and so on and so forth, and profits, right? Without those people invading him and doing what they want to do, because he has that power. But that power is being taken away, man. And even these other nations, they're seeing Esau getting weak, mainly the West, which started with America, man. They see them getting weak. That's why they say, now we're gonna start our own alliance, man. Okay, we're not dealing with the dollar no more. Okay? Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken.
Yep.
The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Mad meaning what? Meaning crazy. All right? That's why anywhere you go that this American or this mindset has been spread around the earth, which is really an American mindset, that place becomes destroyed. Right? The women become more of sluts. Okay? Like the women out here. All right? They become more, divorces increase. The children start chopping off their members. Right? You got men saying, I'm a female. You got females saying, I'm a man. All right? And you gotta accept that. That's what happens when the wine of Babylon is spread. Oh, McDonald's pops up, man. Right? Even in coming to America too, they had a McDowell in the middle of the Sahara. What's that about? That's the poison of Esau Edom. And then you got all kind of obese people walking around all of a sudden. Why? Because of these foods, man. Read that again.
Back to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Who's Babylon? America's Babylon. That's Babylon the Great. Okay, go ahead.
That made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
Right, meaning they've gone mad. They've gone crazy, man. Because they drank this wine of Babylon the Great. And they see it's not working, man. They see the ways of America is not working, man.
that feminism, that alphabet lifestyle, that do as thou wilt. That's first of all, that's a satanic doctrine. That goes back to Aleister Crowley, man, which was a witch and a demon, man, and a filthy individual, man, an Edomite, if you would. Okay? Go ahead, man.
This is Nahum 3 and verse 19. There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap the heads over thee. For upon whom hath not thy wickedness passed continued?
They done polluted the whole earth with their wicked philosophies, man. The whole planet is polluted with their wicked philosophies, man. Nowhere is pure. Even the Arab, you think the Arab world is pure? None of those places are pure, man. Okay? They all adopted this wicked, evil, Western Edomite philosophy, man. Okay? And the ones who's eating it up the most is you Israelites, man. You sons of God, man. Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth,
right,
and the hurtful works are fulfilled.
Right, so what are they spreading? What is their MO? To spread wickedness in the earth, right? Not to spread righteousness. They're not teaching you how to marry and to how to have children and raise them up in the laws of the Most High. That's not what they're teaching you. They teach you the exact opposite, man. How to be homosexuals, man. How a woman, how there's a they and them. What the hell is that about, man? Huh? You gotta call somebody, you're talking about one singular, you learned this in elementary. One is singular and you gotta know there's no S in it. You can't say they, you have to say him. But now you gotta call one person them, they. That's the wickedness and the confusion of Babylon, man. Get me that, the city of confusion, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Job, chapter 10 and verse 21. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and of the shadow of death.
Right.
A land of darkness as darkness itself.
And what does the darkness represent? Confusion. Because you don't know what's what. You don't know where it's what. When you're walking in darkness, you don't know what's in front of you, man. Okay? You don't know if the table is there. You don't know if the chair is there. It's confusion. That's the wine that's being spread around the earth, man. Go ahead.
A land of darkness as darkness itself.
Right.
And of the shadow of death, without any order. And where the light is as darkness.
Right, the light is as darkness, man. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 82 and verse 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Right, so while they were walking in darkness and spreading their confusion, they've taken all the earth, the foundation of the earth out of course, man. They've destroyed the planet Earth, man. In the process of that, man. That's why the earth is so polluted, man. Don't you know there's laws about not cutting down certain trees? Not with the devil, though. Okay? Not to build buildings to a certain height. Not Satan, though. All right? To have separate your different crops, not to mix seeds, mingle seeds. What do they got? GMOs, and they're telling you that's better than the real stuff. So in every aspect, it's wickedness being spread. Right. Hold on. So you got it? Go ahead. Read that.
It's Isaiah 24 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Right.
Because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenants.
Right. They've destroyed everything, man. These Edomites, man. Okay? Under their rulership, man. Go ahead.
Verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in.
That's it. That's why these people have all these kind of allergies. That wasn't there before. All these allergies. Why? Because the earth is defiled, man. The foods you're eating are defiled, man. Salaki, go ahead, bro.
Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yet also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death and cannot be satisfied.
Right, and it's as death and can't be satisfied, right? But that's dealing with, read up by dealing with his wine, because it's his wine that he's spreading around the earth. That's the point I want to get. His wine is that what he's spreading around the earth. His philosophies, man. Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yet also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heaped unto him all people.
Because the scriptures also say that any man that teach men to break the law, teach men so, you shall be called the least. Well, Esau, he's done that on the highest level, teaching people to break the laws of the Most High, man. He made it. He tried to mix that in with his so-called science. Right?
Verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him,
right,
and maketh him drunken also.
Yes, beautiful. Now that drink, that's a spiritual drink. That's his philosophies, man. And he has made you Israelites drunk, man. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Well, you did that physically with God, the so-called Native Americans. But he's done every other aspect as well, man. His way of life has destroyed you, Jakes, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
God.
Read that again.
God. Verse Habakkuk 2:15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also.
Yeah.
That thou mayest look under nakedness.
Wait, hold on. That's what he did with Adam and Eve, man. Right? He made Eve drunken with his wicked philosophy, which was represented by a fruit. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Which was really philosophy. She took part of that. What did it say after? It said that they were naked. Get me that, bro.
Yep.
Okay? Get me that. Go ahead. Okay, you got it ready? Okay,
Genesis 3:7. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked.
Right.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves.
No, go up.
Go up?
Oh,
Sorry.
after she gave him.
Okay.
Matter of fact, you know what? Go up to where the serpent was speaking,
Yeah.
man. Where Esau slithered up, man.
Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Right. Now this wasn't an actual serpent. This was a man with serpent-like characteristics, man. Really of the spirit of the wicked. All right, go ahead.
Which the Lord power had made.
Yeah.
And he said unto the woman, yeah, hath the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the tree of the...
Right, so he tried to play games with her way on. Because the Most High did say eat of every tree, but then he said not of this one. He said, didn't he say eat of every tree? See? See what I'm saying? See how he perverts the truth?
The same way as he did with, he tried to do with Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Jump off,
Yep, exactly. Go ahead.
So, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High had said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
That's it. Right, so he said now, well, the Most High said that we can't eat this tree. Go ahead.
For the Most High doth know that...
we can't partake of this philosophy. All right? Go ahead.
And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For the Most High doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as powers.
So he lied to her. He said, you're not going to surely die. That was a lie. Okay? So you got to watch. The devil, what they do is they mix the truth in with lies. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. Okay? Go ahead.
Knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also...
It made her wise in what sense? In the left-hand side. On the wrong side. The scriptures speak about the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, man. Okay, that's the type of wisdom that these Edomites have, which is a left-hand wisdom, man. How to splice seeds and mix them together. That's not wisdom, man. That's really just confusion and wickedness, man. Go ahead.
She took of the fruit thereof and did eat.
How to put a brain chip in a monkey. That's not wisdom. That's evil, man. Go ahead.
And did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked.
Yep.
And they sewed fig leaves.
Meaning what? Meaning what? Huh?
They knew that they sinned.
Yeah, right. They sinned. Right? That shame came upon them, man. You see what I'm saying to you? Matter of fact, the scripture will put on that yeah. See? Go ahead.
And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Right, so in other words, they covered themselves with the philosophies of these other nations. Okay? Which is not as wicked as the Edomites, but nonetheless it's wicked. They're supposed to have fig leaves on to cover yourself. They're supposed to have on a garment. Go ahead.
Verse 9, and the Lord called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and hid myself.
Right. All right. Read that.
Isaiah 52 and verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem,
Right.
the holy city. From henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
That's it. All right. So that those beautiful garments, that's our strength and that's our righteousness, man. See, before Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But once you take on the philosophies of Esau, you lose that, man. Okay? That leaves from you completely, man. Well, you're supposed to.
This is Proverbs 21 and verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
That's right.
That's it.
This is Job 29 and 14. I put on righteousness and it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem.
That's it. All right. So they went off. Okay. Just the fact that they took hold of that fruit in the beginning, just the fact she took hold, that was sin right in itself because it transgressed the commandments of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation 14 and 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right, and that wine, like it made them drunken and they watched the nations with nakedness. Especially you Jakes, man. You see, that's why they keep pushing, that's why they push that gangster rap. Right? That wasn't what, before I believe it was like 80, 89, after 89, the 90s, you know, that's when all that NWA, because they had a meeting to push that forward to you Jakes as a culture. Okay, and now that has become a culture for you Jakes. Right? Because this is what the devil does. He only consult. Give me that. Okay? Because his whole thing, these Edomites, they want to take you out of your righteousness. They want to take those, make sure those garments don't go back on you, man. Good.
Habakkuk 2 and 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. But the point, they spoiled many nations.
This is Psalm 62 and verse 4. They only consult to cast them down from his excellency.
Who's he casting down from his excellency? Us, the Israelites, man. That's what he's trying to do. That's what he's trying to do. And that's why this truth is so grievous for them to behold, man. As it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, man. It's a grievous thing for them to look upon because this is us putting back on our garments, man.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Being clothed again, man. Yeah. And there's nothing they could do to remove it, man. Because Yahweh Shemel Shah said what? He said that what? The elect is in his hands, man. Right. And no man could pluck them out of the Father's hand. That's what Yahweh Shah said, man. Right. So we're not polluted with the mindset of this world, man. Boy, there's more than that?
It says, they only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly.
Right, because there used to be a lot of things that were very taboo for our people, man. A lot of things that were not accepted amongst us, man. One of those things was that alphabet lifestyle. That wasn't accepted, especially them. Bro, my people go back to Jamaica, man. Okay? You think we were accepting that, man? Right? Everyone knew about how Jamaica was, man. You see? But through the philosophies of the devil kept trying to go there. Oh, no, you guys got to accept this. You guys got to accept this. Stop allowing the artists to go certain places if they didn't accept it. And they had to sign certain papers. Okay? Sizzler, Capleton, and them. And I actually lost respect for them when they did that back in the day, man. You see what I'm saying? Because what? For them to perform in London and in France and these different, where they make most of their bread at, okay? They have to sign these papers saying they can't speak about certain things.
It's still like that, right? They're
not gonna allow them to sing Boom Bye Bye. You can't sing Boom Bye Bye, right? You understand? But those things were not part of in our spirit we knew that was wrong. But through the wine of Esau constantly pushing it on our people, now Jake is the biggest flamer, man. That's the philosophy. That's the wine being spread, man.
This is the book of Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil,
Yeah.
that put darkness for light.
And that's what they do. They call evil good and good evil, man. Right? They say it's good for a woman to play the field, man. Okay? You see? Leave her husband if she's not happy, whatever the fuck that means. Alright? For a man to lay with another man, that's good. In the sight of these people, man. In the sight of this world, man. Go ahead, bro.
Woe unto them that call evil good.
To give your child licks, licks, beatings. That's wicked. No, you shouldn't hit child. That's why these children are all out of order now. That's
right.
why they're so damn disrespectful now. Because
That's
they don't get no licks, man. They're following after the ways of the so-called white man, which they were known for not giving their kids licks. Oh, have a timeout, Timmy. That's why they're the biggest. They were always the biggest demons.
They're friends.
Yes. Huh?
They're friends.
Yeah, they're friends. They're not even friends. The child runs the house, man. Hold on. Finish that out.
Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that.
See, you know he's laughing because he know you gotta get sit in the corner. Yeah. Go ahead, man. Well, that was a harsh one. Go ahead.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Yeah, and everything these Edomites pushes is bitter, man. It's really bitter wine they're giving you, man. It's that bitter wine, that wine. You know that's that $8. You know the $8 wine, which I don't drink. That's just gonna give me a headache. But you drink that, you get a headache, yo. Your cheek is hurting, you know. You're coughing. Look like you got black lipstick on. That's that cheap wine, man. Go ahead, man.
This is Isaiah 5:11. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink,
Right.
that continue until night, till wine inflame them.
Right, so well, ultimately that's really speaking about wine, but you see, you Jakes are taking on to this wicked wine, this wicked philosophy, man. Okay? And you're taking on to it diligently. Rising up early, that's like on to being diligent with it, man. You're diligently taking on to the ways of this serpent, man. I was looking at this one thing where what you would call it, there was like a protest against one of the swimmers, I guess this one of the female swimmers. Yeah, going against the transformer community. And you know who was at the forefront? At the forefront of that the black woman. What the fuck are you doing? They're trying to replace you, you dummy. But they're so drunk with the wine. Salaki, boy, you got a precept, right?
Yep. This is Proverbs 4 and verse 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men.
You got Revelation 18? Go ahead.
Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not except they have done mischief.
Right.
And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
So this is what Esau is all about, causing people to fall. Okay, so that's why you can't trust him. When he's saying he's going to a place to help, he's never going to help. He's only going to make them fall and to steal something from them, man. Okay? What is he doing in Haiti right now? He's extracting the natural resource. That's why they don't want him here. That's why they're fighting to get him out of here, man. Go ahead.
It says, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence.
Right, now remember there's this one little so-called Haitian girl, one Levite girl, and the news report, I think it was CNN, said, oh, why don't you want us here? She's like, God, we don't want you, all you do is steal. Get out, yo, I was so proud of that little girl. I was like, yo, I would have brought her ice cream. Okay. Buy her a new dress. I was so proud of her the way that she was cursing them out. That showed that her parents taught her right, man. Dealing with that situation, man. Go ahead.
This is John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal,
right,
and to kill, and to destroy.
Right, when Christopher Columbus came, did he come here to help? Did he come to help them, man? No, he came to steal, to kill, and to destroy, man. All of these devils, man. That's what they do, man. Oh, there's a particular book about how they constantly extracted resources out of Africa.
There's a book about that, man. Jake mentioned it. I gotta try to get that book, man. Because they're keeping Africa the way it is for a reason. Because that's where all the natural resources, man. There's more on that.
I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
Right. So Yahweh Shai is the one who's going to bring life.
That's right.
He's going to set up a righteous government in this earth and take these Edomites out, man.
That's right.
And you Israelites should be looking for that. You should be hoping and praying for that to come quicker, man. You know? It's going to come in this time, but you should be earnestly waiting for that. Go ahead, bro.
Psalms 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant.
Go ahead.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right, that's how this devil came. He came with those smooth words. Right? Remember when he gave the blankets to the so-called Native Americans? He came with those smooth words, man. Oh, this is just for the children to make them warm, you know? To keep them warm. Huh? Because we got so much love in our heart. And what did he do, man? He gave them diseases, man. That's what he did with the so-called blacks. Okay? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the tribes, man. But then you got a lot of our people, they got their heads stuck up his ass still, man. And they're going to be destroyed. Anyone that still likes these Edomites, you still got, I don't have a problem with Edomites. Well, you're going to die with the Edomites. You're going to be judged with Esau, man. What the hell you think this is, man? Yeah, really, man, if I had enough bread, I'd go live secluded somewhere, man. You don't want to be caught up in the judgment of these people, man. You know? Their power goes out, your power goes up. Go ahead, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in the same goddamn building as these devils. Go ahead, brother.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Right, their word, they come soft with their word, they come in humbly, but they really come in, they have a plan.
That's right.
They have a plan. Oh, what's that? Sirach, the deceitful man have many trains. Give me that. Okay. Go ahead, read that.
All right, so this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 26 and verse 24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips. And dissemble is to play the hypocrite.
Right.
So he that hateth dissembleth with his
So
lips.
he'll act like he's your friend. He'll act nice with you. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love black people. Oh, I love Asian. Oh, I just love Latinos. Okay? But then behind closed doors, right? These devils, you want to be a fly on the wall when these devils speak, man. You'll hear the true hatred come out of these devils. See, Jake doesn't understand how Esau thinks behind closed doors, man. Jake thinks because they smile, oh, he smiled, he tapped me on my back. He loves you. That's and they know you, Jake, so that gullible is stupid.
He that hateth dissembleth.
Oh, like that demon that came up. She act like she loved you.
Yeah.
She's not nobody hates
For real.
Huh?
No, but I said shut the fuck up because she was stuck in shit. You know?
Yeah, because she didn't want to hear the truth. She wanted to block her ear from the truth.
He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair,
oh, I just love that. The culture, the wish culture, and the Jamaican culture. Huh? You tried to steal our that's how you know she's Amalek. What did I say about Amalek? They have that aggressive, they're pushing their agenda on you aggressively. Did I say that about Amalek? That's how you know she's an Amalek, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Exhibit A, bro. That's it. Because see, a regular Edomite, they might bring it down, but an Amalek, they're gonna shove it down your throat. Go ahead, man. Yo, it's crazy. Go ahead, bro. Read that, man.
Proverbs 26:25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit.
That's it. They're deceitful, man. Okay, that's why when we look at these Edomites, we're like, hi, you know, they give the smile, we give the smile, but I'm giving the same type of smile as them. They're like, well, I don't believe it. Okay? Because we know how these devils are, man. We know how Esau Edom operates, man. Go ahead, man. Read.
whose hatred is covered by deceit.
We don't give a damn how mad you Edomites get either, man. Your time is up, man.
Right.
Your time is up, man. You had your time, man. Now it's your time to go into slavery. That's it.
right.
Get over it, man. Okay? That's the thus saith the Bible. It's the prophecies have to come to pass, man. I can't stop the prophecies, and you can't stop the prophecies. Go ahead.
Whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation.
Right, and his wickedness is gonna be declared, man. You know, just like the rust of an enemy, man. Okay, you got a deceitful train. Yeah, give me that.
This is Ecclesiasticus 11 and verse 29. It says, "Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains."
Okay, matter of fact, no, you don't have to.
Read that again.
Read it again.
This is Ecclesiasticus 11 and verse 29. "Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains."
Now, what is a train? Does anybody know what a train is? Which I told you the other day. What is a train? A train. What is a train? When it says train, is it talking about the via rail? The deceitful man has many via rails? Train. Does it spell like the word train with an S? But it's okay. Huh? No, it means many garments. Many, you know, many, because the train is like the bottom of the garment. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, he's putting on different faces. Okay, you'll act one day, and you'll act another way the other day. You see? So they know how to act. That's why you can't bring a stranger into your crib, especially now. Read that again.
This is Ecclesiasticus 11 and verse 29. "Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains."
Right, some of the most wicked people are them actors, man. All right, how do you think they got over there to that higher level? And Hollywood, what do you think they did, man? They had to do all manner of perversion, man. You see? So, because they know how to act, they know how to be hypocrites, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You said prophet. God, that's right. But hold on, before you get that, any brother have any precepts? That's all? Okay. You got some?
I got your revelation.
Okay, cool. You got some? Okay, read that.
Psalms 28 and verse 3. "Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their heart."
And you gotta watch them, man. You know, I seen a few jakes yesterday, I know for the world. I ain't bro, I'm watching them, bro. I'm watching them, bro. I know how Jake operates, man. You gotta watch what you see around Jake, man. You know? Go ahead, bro. There's more. Go ahead.
Verse 4 says, "Give them according..."
Jake will plot on you, man. That's why you gotta put up a prayer like, yo, whoever plots on me, oh Yahweh, shall have your angels plot on them with your holy angels, man. Go ahead, man. Because that's what's gonna happen, man. You try to plot on the elect, the angels gonna be plotting on you, man. Go ahead, man.
It says, "Give them according to their deeds and according to their wickedness, according to the wickedness of their endeavors.
Yeah.
Give them according to the work of their hands, render them their desert."
That's right. And everyone's gonna get their dessert, man. Especially you Edomites. But because you Edomites, you come with that deceitful, you come with that deceit. You know, the Lord hates that deceit. Not only are you doing wickedness, but then you're acting as if you're coming for peace. You know? Man, this is something I'm thinking about, something I was watching, or is it something I read? No, it's something I read. I think it was dealing with Jehu, with the King Jehu. Oh, it was the King Jehu, right? He was riding, right? He was coming to kill the son of Ahab, okay, and the other king, okay, of Israel, okay. And he was coming, you know, he was riding, you know, and he had the people. He said, "Oh, so then he said, "Oh, go check to see if it's about peace." So he sent one horseman to check it's about peace. He says, "What have you to do with peace? Get behind him, yeah. Right?" So then they all said, "No, went behind him." You know, he said, "No, that one didn't come back." So then he sent another one, said, "Go ask if it's about peace." He said, same thing, you know. He said, "What has thou to do with peace? Get behind me." You know what I'm saying? And they say, "Yo, that one didn't come back either." You know what I'm saying? So he didn't lie and say, "Yes, it's about peace." You see what I'm saying? He didn't say, "Yeah, it's about peace. It's all about peace. It's all love, my brother." Well, I'm an Israelite. You're an Israelite. Right? Right? You see what I'm saying? So they come and give him a hug and a slap. That's not what he did, though.
Why? Because they understood honor back then. They understood, you know, you don't want to come deceitfully. You know what I'm saying? It's better to come forthright. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Isaiah 32.
And then the son of Ahab came up, right? And then he said, is it about peace, Jehu? And he said, how could it be about peace when your mother Jezebel has committed so much damn whoredoms? Go ahead, man.
Isaiah 32 and 6.
Because she was responsible for killing a lot of the prophets. These women are wicked as fuck, man. That's why they hate this truth, man. That's why they come to give you looks, because they're really wicked and evil in the spirit. Go ahead, man. Read, man. Damn demons, man. And I can't wait till the Lord judges all these people, man. All the 2/3, okay? So we're going to praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And I'm going to be walking in the streets looking, man. Go ahead, bro.
Sirach 25 and 17, just to back you up real quick. The wickedness of a woman changes her face.
No, we don't even have to get that. They're insignificant. Go ahead, man.
Isaiah 32 and 6. For the vile person.
They don't get in line when it's time. When all hell we see when the all the sirens is going off, man. Okay? And the police that what Nika to talk to there's no service in the police, man. In police phone. That's when they go get in line, man. Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 32 and 6. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
See, I don't listen, man. I don't feel right even lying to people, even in the world, and you know, certain get by certain situations where you know you got to kind of do that in the spirit certain ways. I don't even like that. I wish that everything could just be everything just up front, man. You know what I'm saying? But the way that Esau has this earth, man, you got to maneuver, man. You have to maneuver, man. Try being up front on your taxes. You won't see it, man. You gotta have a business and shit. Yo, no, I spent on this and that. Oh, no. Okay. Well, that wasn't really for the business. All right. Huh? Yeah, you're gonna be homeless, man. When they send that bill to you, man. Go ahead, bro.
The instrument also of the churls are evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, right. Even when the needy speak it right.
Even when the needy speak it right, man. So he's constantly against the needy. He's constantly against the righteous. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
This is First Maccabee 1.
Hold on. You got something? Still relevant? Go ahead.
Proverbs 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Envy not the oppressor, choose none of his ways. But the ways of Esau is deceit. All right? Go ahead.
This is First Maccabees 1 and verse 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote.
Read it again.
This is First Maccabee 1 and verse 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit.
Right, that's how the Edomites operate. That's the MO of these so-called white people. They're a bunch of deceivers, man. Even going back to this time. Okay, they never changed. When have they changed? They never changed, man. That's why these nations, that's why they don't even want to be part of the dollar anyway, because what did the devil do? The devil blocked Russia. They had their money, right? And they, I believe they froze their American dollars, but it was their American dollars. So the other nations saw that and said, yo, if you're gonna do that, right? Then what else are you capable of? Because these Edomites, the only time they're gonna act like they're peaceful when it benefits them, but once it doesn't, they're gonna stab you right in the back, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 30, it says, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel.
Right, he destroyed much people of Israel. There was a particular, someone I'm thinking about. I don't know if it was, I can't remember who it was, man. One of them Gadite chiefs, I believe. And he
kept asking to bring him gold, right? A certain amount of gold. And then he knew that he kept kind of stalling with it because he knew that after he gave him a certain amount that he wanted, Esau gave Esau a certain amount that he wanted, Esau would put him in debt. So he kept stalling and gave not enough. But then he said, if I give them the real amounts, then they're just going to put me to death and take it. Wow. And when he gave them the real amount, like the full amount, they put him to death. Because that's all they were waiting to do the whole time. Okay, hold on. More? No, that was okay, go ahead.
Psalm 37 and 32.
Yeah.
The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him.
Right. Because that's Esau's a man of blood. That's why the Lord said what? He said what? Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You see what I'm saying? So these Edomites, they got a lot to pay for, man. They're going to pay. They're going to pay. All right? Go ahead, bro.
Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Yeah.
Verse 15. For while he abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
Right, because he's an enemy. These Edomites are enemies, man. They're enemies, bro. Okay? That also proves these women are enemies too, because they're trying to trap your ass up too. Their hearts and snares and nets, right? Yeah. Right? When you get you with that child support, you won't see. Okay? Go ahead.
He will weep with his eyes, but if he findeth opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Right.
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find...
hold on. Right, what did he do with the so-called Native Americans? Right? The so-called Latin tribes in Southern America, man. They had to bring certain amounts of gold. If they didn't care if it was a child, a little girl, an old man, to chop off your nose, man. To chop off your hands, man. Okay? And you so-called Latinos, you love this so-called white man more than anybody, man.
Yeah, that's true.
You kiss his ass more than any goddamn body, man. Judah's the main, Judah, the so-called African Americans, Benjamin and Levi, that's the head tribe for a reason, man. That's who makes the world move. That's the one who really shakes things up, man.
Right.
That's who started the civil rights movement, man.
That's right.
That's who made even you Arabs and all the rest of you get fucking rights over here, man. You should bow the fuck down, man.
That's right.
All right? It started with Judah, man. The so-called Black Panthers and them, man. It didn't start with you, man. You weren't doing shit before us, man. Neither were the Latin tribes, man. We're the ones that started it, man.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? Go ahead, bro. Oh, the Haitian Revolution, bro. That shook up Esau, man.
Right.
That shook Esau the hell up, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 19 and 17.
Well, Gad was fighting too. Them Native Americans were fighting too. Them Latin tribes were fighting too. But after a while, it was Judah that had to rouse up, man.
That's right. That's right.
Judah. What does the prophecy say? Get Jeremiah. Get Genesis 49, man.
Exactly.
Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 19 and 17. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt.
That's right.
Everyone that maketh mention
Because
thereof.
the Lord is going to rouse up Judah's spirit back, man. They're going to get back in that spirit, like the LA riots, man. You remember that, man? Them Edomites were scared, man. Them Edomites were scared during the LA riots, man. They were taking truckers out of the truck, beating their ass, man. Okay? Them people were scared, man. They say, we got to do something about this, man. Because that's when the spirit went in Judah at that time, man.
That's right.
Okay? Because of the way they beat Rodney King. But that's nothing. That's light. You've been getting your ass beat by the police, man. Wait till the Lord sparks Judah now. Wait till what Judah. Them Edomites are going to be fucking scared, man. They're going to be hiding in their cribs, man. See, now they're going to get the first lick. Trust me, them Edomites are going to get the first lick because they got their guns. They're prepared. But when they start to see the spirit that's on Judah, you're going to see, man. They're going to be scared like hell, man. I remember seeing a video of a Judite, right? So-called black man, right? And the cops might have shot him like 100 times, bro. He kept coming. Yo, bro, 100 bullets hit this man. I remember the report was like 100, somewhere around 100 bullets. He still came. That's the spirit of the Lord, man.
That's right.
Wait till the Lord puts the spirit in Judah, man. Wait till the Lord puts the spirit in Judah and arouses the rest of the tribes, man. Go ahead, man.
Isaiah 19 and 17. And the land of Judah shall be a terror in Egypt.
Woo!
Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself.
Right.
Because the counsel of the Lord of hosts,
Right.
which he had determined against it.
Right, and you coons and you Uncle Toms and shit. all right? Which that's not even the right term, Sambos, okay? You're gonna go all right with the Edomites, man. Okay, you're gonna go all right with the Edomites, man. Edomites are gonna get judged, you're gonna get judged right with them. Let me join in hand. Go ahead.
This is Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 13. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim.
Who's Judah? The so-called African Americans, man. And that's tied to what? The so-called Haitian and the so-called Caribbean blacks, man. Go ahead.
When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece.
Right, so we gonna come to clashing with the Edomites, man. All right, that's called a race war right here. Well, that's all in the prophecy. Give me 2nd Ezra, man. The 15th chapter, man. Go ahead.
And made
even Matthew's the 24th chapter. Go ahead.
and made thee as the sword of a mighty man.
Right. So what does that mean? The Lord's gonna put a spirit in Judah, man. He's gonna put a spirit in Judah, and he's gonna end up putting a spirit in Israel, man. Wake them up, shake them out from the dust, man. Because they're in the dust right now, man. Go ahead. There's more on that? Go ahead.
Now, this is Genesis 49, verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
That's right.
Thine hand shall be in the neck of thine
Because
enemy.
everything starts with Judah, the head tribe Judah, man. Everything starts with the head tribe Judah, man. All the trends in the earth, okay, for the most part, start with Judah. Okay? Say for the most part, because other tribes start trends too. Okay? But for the most part, it starts with Judah, the kingdom of Judah. Okay? Go ahead.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Yeah.
Judah is the lion's whelp.
See, Judah's not going to be looked down upon all the tribes, all the nations. Judah's going to be praised amongst all the tribes.
That's right.
Oh, that's a Judah. Oh, Judah. You know? You see what I'm saying? You see? You understand? But even Benjamin and Levi too, because they've been trodden down as well. You see what I'm saying? Because of what? Because they're of the kingdom of Judah. Go ahead.
Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him
See,
up?
right now the Judites are as old lions, man. Okay? See, they left that mentality from the civil rights movement and all that. They left that the Rodney King riots. They left that mindset. Which that was. Now I'm talking about the Martin Luther King aspect of it. That guy was a clown, and he was set up by the elites. I'm talking about the more they're against Esau mindset. You know, you could just go to them old interviews in the '60s, and you'll see the mind of Jake was completely different. Even the little children, I hate them. They should just build a wall around. Them Judite kids, they had more of a sense. See, now they're completely, they think it's all love. They think it's all, them people showing you hate, but you think it's all love somehow. See, that's that wine, though. That's that wine of Babylon right there. Go ahead, man.
He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Who shall rouse him? Who's going to rouse up Judah? The Most High. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's going to rouse up Judah, man. He's going to spark the spirit of these Judites to get active, man. You know? MTR, let's get active, all right? How he does it, man. Go ahead.
This is Zechariah 12 and verse 7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah.
That's it, all right? And the first step of you coming is them realizing they have an enemy, man. That's the first step, man. They gotta realize that these Edomites are your enemy. And you Jakes still ain't got it. And if you Jakes are still in that, you know there's still them people that are gonna be drunk until the day they get sent to the spirit world with that Sambo spirit. There's Jakes that are not gonna leave that. But there's a lot of them Sambos that's gonna leave that spirit too. Okay? Best believe it, man. And once, and like I said, when the Lord starts to rouse them up, there's nothing that can turn them back, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah.
Right, this is the book of Micah, chapter 5 and 7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as the dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people,
Yep.
as a lion among the beasts of the forest.
See, that's the spirit being in Judah, man. all right, and Israel, all right? They're going to be as a lion amongst these heathen, man. Moab is not going to be able to do nothing. All that karate, that's not going to work in that day. Okay? See a more way in the prayer mantis style, get his ass beat, man. All right? Because the Lord's going to put a, like I said, the Lord's going to put a spirit in our people, man. Right. And we're not going to be part of that because we're just going to be sitting back watching, man. That's right. Okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, so like, I had a dream like that. I was beating up some Moabites.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
This is Micah 5 and 8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest,
Right.
as a young lion among the flocks of sheep.
That's how our people are going to be amongst the heathen, man. When that time comes. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be like sheep. We're going to be like the lions, man. You see that? See, like I said, Esau's going to get his first lick, right? Which the apostles always said that. And I believe that. Okay? Because Esau's right. He loves to shed blood. And they're going to start first. But then once the Lord rouses up Jake, woo! There's nothing that's going to stop them, man. And then Esau's going to realize, yo, we can't stop. I don't care. I don't have enough bullets. And even if he does, guess what? He's going to see Jake. Some Jake's just going to walk through the bullets, man.
That's right.
And the Lord might just have a fourfold protect a certain Jake just to put his two Edomites to death.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Who if he go through, both shredded down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver.
Right, none can deliver. Oh, hold on. What you got?
I got that.
You got it? Bring it
This
up.
is 2 Samuel chapter 23, and I'm going to start at verse 19. Was he not most honorable of three? Therefore, he was...
Go to the name. Let's get the name. Gotta read his name. Got his name?
Verse 18.
God.
And Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Zariah, was chief among three. And he lifted up his spear.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And it says, and he lifted up his spear against 300 and slew them. And
I guess how much?
300.
So guess what? Back in the day, our forefathers was putting 300 people to death at once, one man. Okay? That's when the Lord had Jake in a high level, man. You see, and the Lord is, like I said, he's going to put a spirit in our people in that time, man. And Esau's going to be scared, man. This is not even, we're not even talking about the elect. Forget it, the elect, forget about it. Okay? We're talking about the regular Jakes. Okay? The regular schmegular Jakes. Go ahead, man.
And he lifted up his spear against 300 and slew them.
Right.
And he had the name among three.
Right.
Was he not most honorable of three? Therefore,
can you imagine putting 300 men in front of you to death? You know, that's like a concert. Coming and attacking you at once. That's like the movies, right? They hit this way, hit that way, go this way. You know, like shoot at one guy, dump, pull it back out. Come on, bro. That was the spirit of, and first of all, we are the most talented, we're the most talented period in every aspect. So we have the most potential to do these things. This actually happened, man. So wait till, like I said, man, Esau's gonna get his first lick with his little guns and his whatever. But then when the Lord puts a spirit on our people, there ain't gonna be, nothing's gonna stop us, man.
That's right.
And it starts with the prophets, man. Go ahead, man.
was he not most honorable of three? Therefore he was their captain. Howbeit he attained not unto the first three. And Benaiah, the son of Jodiah, the son of valiant men of Kebzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lions like men of Moab.
Right, so these were 2 Moabites, all right, that were fierce warriors, man. Okay, fierce warriors, man. Okay, they were notable. They had to be one of the top, maybe top 10 out of the Moabites. Who knows what it was, man? But they were mighty men of Moab, man. Right. Go ahead.
He slew 2 lion-like men of Moab, who went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in the time of snow.
Right. It was winter. It was winter, man. Okay? He put them 2 Moabites to death, bam. They were sleeping, and he was just so filled with testosterone and hyped up. He jumped in there, put a lion on his, probably broke his neck, man. Who knows what he did, man? But these are our mighty forefathers, man. Okay? Go ahead, man.
It says, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab.
Yep.
He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in the time of snow.
Yeah.
And he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man. And the Egyptian had a spear in his hand, but he went down to him with a staff and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand.
He saw a staff. He had a spear. He had a staff, and a staff is to walk with. A staff is not even to fight with, man. That's not more than a stick, man. All right, he said, let me use this staff. So why don't Esau do more on this? Go ahead, man.
It says, and he slew an Egyptian.
But this is our forefathers, man. The great acts of our forefathers, man. All right. So you're gonna see when the Lord, especially when we're put up in the kingdom, but even before that, when Jake starts to get roused up, man. Okay, the Lord's gonna put a particular spirit on them, man. Okay, and they're not gonna have the same spirit you see them walking with now. Go ahead.
And he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man. And the Egyptian had a spear in his hand, but he went down to him with the staff and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand and slew him with his own spear.
That's it. That's deep. That's deep, man. That's deep, bro. Bring it up. What you got, bro?
Ezekiel 25:14. I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord power.
Right, which that's going to happen in the kingdom. See, in the kingdom, when we really start to bring in fury, an event that's going to happen in the kingdom. All right? But the point I was making before was that before that, Jake is going to, these Edomites are going to be scared when they see the spirit on Jake. All right? And they're going to know, and by the way, they're going to know the time of vengeance is near.
Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Right. That's it. All right. That's what he did back then in the ancient world we were just reading about. But the Lord is gonna, like I said, when the Lord brings back that old school manly warrior spirit in Jacob, these Edom, there's nothing Esau can do, man. And we're superior anyway. So what is Esau gonna do for real? When he puts that spirit in Jacob, there's nothing he can do, man. Even now, bro, I can take out 5 of these little weak Edomites by myself right now. Right now. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 30.
I ain't talking about like a body, like a Edomite that's in the MMA. I'm talking about a regular. You look at a lot of these Edomites like they don't, like if you blow on them, it's gonna fall apart. All right. Go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 20. Their children also shall be as aforetime, and the congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them.
Right. Go ahead, bro. This is Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up his standard against him. Right, that's it, right? The Lord is going to lift up a standard. It's all about Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's for the elect. Okay, the elect is going to be protected, man, in that time, man. You see these two-thirds, they don't have a hedge of protection. Okay? But the Lord is going to use them for his purpose. Let me get a Proverbs 18:10. Okay?
Proverbs chapter 18, verse 10.
Yeah?
The name of the Lord is a strong tower.
Yeah?
And the righteous runneth into it and is safe.
So it all goes back to the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? His name is not Jesus. There's no power in that name. Jesus Christos. That's not the name of the Lord. The Lord was a Hebrew, man. His name was in the ancient Hebrew. Okay? And he gave that to his men. And that's why we know it, man. Okay? And just because you call upon that name doesn't mean you're going to be delivered either. You have to be doing the works of Yahweh.
That's right.
Give me that. And he that hears my words and doeth them. Brother can get me that in Matthews. Okay? You got something?
Yeah.
Bring it out, bro.
Psalm 144. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teacheth my hand to war and my finger to fight.
Right. You know what I'm saying? If you get to a situation, the guy coming up and attack you, well, just set up a quick prayer if anything. And then just go do what you got to do, man. That's all I got to say, man.
That's right.
All right? Go ahead.
Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon rock, upon a rock. And the rain descended and the flood came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that heareth these,
Right, so if you do it, you're going to be founded upon a rock. You're going to be stable, man. All right? You see, in the time now, and it's good that the Lord gave us that glimpse because, you know, these are the times to come, you know, with the whole blackout and things of that nature, man. These are the times to come. Cold water and shit like that. These are the times to come, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and not having lights, walking through dark buildings. Outside is all dark. You see how outside was dark? You see certain places was outside was dark. Driving through certain streets, you can put up the lights more, man, because it was black. It was pitch. Because them headlights is what keeps the lights on at night. When that's gone, it's darkness. You know. So hey, wait till the Lord really unleashes on this place, man. It was a glimpse. It's to get our minds right, man. Get our minds prepared for what's coming, man. The Lord's doing it little by little. You know, but He's speeding it up too. What you got, bro?
This is Matthew 7, verse 21. It says, "Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven." It says, verse.
That's it, right? He who does the will of Yahweh Shai. Not just because you say, oh, how shall I deliver me? That doesn't mean you're going to make it, man. Okay? Especially you guys talking about you got to grab your Shai's feet and pull him down. That's foolishness, man. The scriptures speak about how wait not my Lord till He please, man. My love till He please. The Most High. He's going to come down in His time, man. You can't make Him come down. Or if you go maybe 3 more times this week, Yahweh will wake up. No, it doesn't work that way, man. It doesn't work that way, man. And yeah, we're making fun of you, man, because it's stupid. Your whole doctrine is stupid.
What? Verse 20, Matthew 7:22, it says, "Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them."
And the Lord might have gave them an illusion that they cast out devils. You know? They might have said a prayer and the guy, his face might have changed, countenance might have changed. So we did it. We did it. See? The name is Yeshua. Right? Go ahead. But that's how the demons operate. The demons also deceive. See, when you have a demon on you and the other people got demons on, the demons are there to deceive as well, man. You see? Go ahead. That's why people think that there's something that they're not. You know? You have a dog, a guy might be barking like a dog because the demons have him thinking he's a dog. Right? Well, and like he might look in the back, he might actually see a tail. Straight up. That's how the demons operate, man. Go ahead, brother.
So, we had one character, just like in that show, I think on Mindhunters, where the guy said, "Oh, the dog told me to do it."
Right.
You know? It's basically the demons telling him, you know, to do that deed. Verse 23, it says, "And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity."
Right. That's it, man. All right, because the Lord is really weighing the spirits, man. You know, every raise of a man's heart is right in his own eye, but it's the Lord that weigheth the spirit. And that's why it's important to take instruction from other men, because there's certain things that you don't see that other men see, man. You want to make sure you're on point. Okay? Go ahead.
Luke 6:46. "And why call ye me, Zachariah, and why call ye me, Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say?"
That's it. Right. You call him Lord, but you ain't doing the things which you say. Right? It doesn't make any sense, man. You know? So at the end of the day, it's not about just calling a man Lord. It's about doing the things which he said, brother. Okay? Or calling the Lord is about doing the things which he said, brother. Okay? Go ahead.
This is James 1 and verse 22. It says, "Be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was."
Go ahead, Sabah.
Luke 12.
Speak.
Oh, so that's yeah, read that again.
Read that again. This is James 1 and verse 22. It says, "Be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves."
2 hours already?
No.
We had 40 minutes. We had 40 minutes.
"For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself
and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
Yeah, so basically, there's no point in you saying that you believe in the Lord, but you're not doing what is expected of you. You know, you have to do the works to show that you believe. You know.
This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. Put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do he.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So basically, putting on as the elect, that's a work. That's the characteristic that you're supposed to implement. That goes into the changing and the renewing of your mind.
That's right.
This is Isaiah 29 and verse 13. It says, wherefore the Lord said, for as much this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men.
That's what it is. The Lord is not looking for lip service. Right? Oh, I believe, oh yes, you know. You have to do what the Lord is expected of you. Okay? Because like the brother said, the Lord weigheth the heart. He knows who you are, he knows your intentions, he knows your thoughts. You know, you can't just say that, oh yeah, I believe, but you're not doing the works that show that you believe. You know, you're saying with your mouth, but your actions are not showing the actions.
Draw near to me with their lips.
Yeah.
If I may add real quick, it's kind of like that woman when she she believed that if she touched the garment of Yahweh Shai, she was going to be healed. You know, she had to do a work to get to the Yahweh Shai's garment, man. Right. You know, imagine the crowd. You know, it was a big crowd that was surrounding Yahweh Shai. But she, you know, she maneuvered through the crowd just to touch the garment, and she believed that she was going to be healed. That was a work, man. You know?
There's even one man that went up on the bed on the roof.
Yeah.
You know?
This is second Ezra 9 and verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed.
Yeah, so just as the body without the spirit is dead, faith without works is dead also. You have to have the works, right? The works prove that you have faith. That's what it is.
Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only.
It's like obeying goes into the Lord rather you obey than to sacrifice. The Lord has more. It is better to obey the voice of the Lord than to sacrifice. Right.
Obey not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
That's what it is. You have to work out your own salvation, right? Not when you're on camera, you know you're showing the persona. Oh yeah, I'm an Israelite, and then off camera you're wicked. You're in the world. You're doing all sorts of abomination. You know there are. You know you have to. How do you say that? Walk the walk. You know, preach. Do what you preach.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
You can't just say that there's a precept that says that. Yeah. You can bring that up, but yeah. You know. You have to preach the same thing that you preach. You have to do it as well.
Practice what you preach.
This is Romans 2 and verse 21. Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal? Ooh. Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhors idols, dost thou commit sacrilege?
That goes into self-examination. Right. When you're preaching the word, you're supposed to be also doing what you're preaching.
That's right.
You know?
Ecclesiastes 37 and verse 19. There is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable to himself.
Yeah, unprofitable because he's not keeping his teachings. What did Paul say? I keep my body under subjection, lest I preach unto others, and I myself be a castaway. Right? So you're supposed to do what you're preaching, man.
That's right.
You know, and again, I was holding a precept. I'm gonna bring it up.
That's right. That's right, brother.
It says here in Luke 12 and 48. But he that knew, Luke 12 and 47, and that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. So the fact that you know the will of Yahweh Shem El Shai and you're not doing it, that you're going to receive a heavy damnation for yourself, man. You're supposed to, the Lord gave us a talent, and we're supposed to bring forth fruit, right? And that goes again, self-examination, preparing yourself for the Lord, doing what is expected of you as a servant, you know?
Yeah, this is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 33. Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and its fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by his fruit.
Yep. So the fruits goes into the work, right? You're supposed to if you're preaching good, you're supposed to do good, you know?
Right. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
And doing good doesn't mean you're helping an old lady over the street, across the street with her groceries. That's not what doing good is speaking about. It's about doing the commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? That's why the Lord said, saying that this is my father, my mother, and my brother, those that keep do the will of the Most High. Okay?
Verse 35, a good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things.
Right. That's it, right? Because these people, they'll do that type of stuff, but they'll do it to be seen of men. You know, they do that shit, they do that to be seen of men. They're not doing the things that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai said, believing that even behind closed doors he sees it. You know, that's not what they're doing. That's not how they operate. You know, so that's why we can't mix with people of the spirit, because they don't have the same mindset. You know, their mindset is of for themselves, really. Their mindset is really a selfish mindset. When you come into this earth, when you come into this truth, you have more of a more selfish. Okay, you're more thinking about how it affects the body, how Yahweh Shai will view this, man. You know?
Matthew 6 and 5. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corner of the streets, that they may be seen of men.
Right.
Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
Right, they're doing it, and then they're looking at the corner of their eyes to see if anyone's looking. You know, two ways, see if anyone's looking. If no one's looking, they might pause for a minute. Or someone's looking at it, and they'll continue. All right, because that's their reward, man. Their reward is to what? To be seen of men. Okay, so that they can be seen to be righteous, man. Okay.
If I may add real quick, it's kind of like that song by Drake, God's Plan. That whole video is just him, you know, giving charity to the homeless, you know, but to the homeless people. But behind closed doors, is he really doing that? You know?
Tell for the cameras.
Matthew 6 and verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of the sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
Right, because certain things are supposed to be personal, man. Certain things are not supposed to be expressed. You're supposed to keep that to yourself, man. You know, to keep it pure. Because when you start to do it for show, then it's not pure anymore. You know what I'm saying?
It's for vain glory.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, bro.
This is Matthew 6 in verse 4. It says, verse 3 says, but when thou givest alms,
They love it. Go ahead, man. I don't understand that. I was so happy when they ordered, bro. I ripped you off. You got a mask anyway, bro. Go ahead with my crib. Go ahead.
this is Matthew 6 and verse 3. It says, but when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, and that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly.
Right, because you were making it to be seen of others. That's you telling it to the left hand, man. Okay? Go ahead.
John 12 and 43. For they love the praise of men more than the praise of the Most High.
Right.
They like to be seen. They like to be doing it in the face of the public, so they can appear to have a sense of righteousness. But that's not of the Lord, because the Lord says to do it secretly.
Right.
You know, and He will reward you openly.
Right. Exactly. Because when you do it, right, and you do it, it's supposed to be for the right hand, right, which represents righteousness. But when you involve the left hand, now that disannul the righteousness. That's why you got to keep what's for the right hand, man. You know, you got to keep that pure, man. You see? Prayer, things of that nature, that's not supposed to be announced. You know, my grandmother does that, you know. She said, now I'm praying, you know. If you want everyone to see that, keep the door wide open. Or everyone to see that you can be there for like 20 minutes, man. Go eat breakfast. Like, what's going on? You're still praying? But yeah, but why? That's so she can be seen. You know, that's just the facts of the matter. You know, but your grandmother did that too, huh?
Nowadays, all Asian people do that.
Okay. Oh, Levi does that.
Yeah, Levi do that. Nous pas le prier. Nous pas le prier.
That's Jake, man. That's how Jake operates. That's Jake in general. Go ahead, man.
Matthew 23 and 14. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Therefore, ye shall receive the greater damnation.
That long prayer, right? So that surely someone's going to come in from here for 10 minutes, right? Go ahead.
That's it. Okay.
And it also seems more holy, you know? But that doesn't mean anything. You throw up a quick prayer in the spirit.
That's right.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Matthew 6 and 7. But when ye pray, use not vain repetition,
right,
as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking.
Right.
But ye therefore be not like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask him.
That's it, all right? That vain repetition. You got to repeat. The Lord heard you the first time. You got to repeat it, man. All right? That's it.
This is Romans 8 and verse 26. It says, likewise the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities.
Yeah.
For we know,
I was just thinking about that. That's the Spirit. Go ahead.
it says, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered.
Right, so when we're groaning and you're feeling vexed in the Spirit, the Lord hears all that, man. So how much more He hears you when you speak it? You know what I'm saying? You need to repeat it. Oh, I don't know if you heard me. I'm going to say it again. Well, I mean, definitely not in that one time. You can repeat it later on, you know, because the scripture says you give it no rest. It also speaks about the woman, and the unjust ruler, whatever, right? So you can repeat it another time, but not that same session, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I repeated that prayer that he was in the garden of the tax.
Right, but I believe he left and came back. Yeah, right. He left and came back, right? He didn't say it the same time over and over again. He said it once, left, came back and said it again. You know, who knows how long he left for? It might have been an hour, it might have been 20 minutes. Who knows? You don't know. You know?
Because what? You make the angel write 2 times the same thing, you know?
You're making me work like that.
They'll get kind of mad at you. You said this 3 times. You sure this guy's letting you let go? I'll put him in death right now. Go ahead.
But even so, like just to add on, it said the Spirit make an intercession, right? So like that's what it said. Yeah, the Spirit. So you might not even think about asking for that thing, or the Spirit itself bear witness of what you need.
That's
so
right.
you know, so the Lord knows. He knows your heart. He knows what you're going through in your life.
That's right.
You know, so He knows exactly what you need. As it says, there's the heathen ask for a house and all these things. You know, but the Lord knows what you need already. You know, so it's no big deal. It's no trouble. You know, the Lord knows your heart, and He's gonna eventually. He's gonna give you what you need.
Well, you able to find that one?
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, get the Lord's Prayer too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus 35 and verse 17. It says, the prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. Until it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment.
Right, because the scriptures speak about someone who comes with a broken and contrite heart, one of the elect, he will not despise. You see? But the prayers of the wicked is an abomination to him. You see? But we're doing the will of Yahweh Shai. So if we set up a prayer, that's a serious thing.
That's right.
You know? Even when you read that Psalms 109, that's a serious prayer against King David's enemies, man.
Yep.
You see? And the Lord is gonna avenge us of our enemies as well. What you got, bro?
So I'm looking for
What you got?
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye,
Right.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is
See, the Lord didn't even just say, just give me. He said, listen, he put a burden on himself. He said, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. You know, like there's an action with it too. You know? Go ahead.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Right.
For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
Right, and he was giving some serious praise to Yahweh Shai. It wasn't no vain, I want a car. You know what I mean? If you could find that one that you spoke about, you know, right? Which if a brother needs a car, you know what I mean? Pray for a car, you need a car, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, Yahweh Shai is unique, right? And this is more of this is a better prayer. You know, because it encompasses these things, right? But it's, give me raiment, give me, shelter, food, so on and so forth. You're probably looking for a whip for that reason. Yeah. You got it?
Yeah, Matthew 6, and I'll start at 31. Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewith shall we be clothed? For all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things.
Right.
But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
That's it. So the first thing we're supposed to seek is what? The kingdom of heaven, man. The kingdom of Yahweh Shai, man. Like doing the work, man. Okay? And building it within with the fruits of the spirit, man. All right? Not by being entangled in this world, man. You deal with the world, but you don't abuse it, man. You gotta know there's something greater coming, man. You see what I'm saying? You got something?
And just like Yahweh Shai said unto Peter, he that forsook his life, family, land shall receive 100-fold. So everything comes first by seeking after the Lord.
Right. That's it. You got something? Okay, so that's the point, man. All right. So get me this is the Psalm in the 5th chapter. Go ahead, man. Read that. Wisdom of Solomon 5.
Sorry for interrupting.
It's all good. It's all good.
Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labor. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Right, because what? The elect is going to be delivered in a strange manner through the chariots, man. You see? But what is the elect doing? They're out here with boldness preaching the truth, man. Right? Before they're facing their enemies. Give me Psalms 83, man. Go down the list of the enemies, man. Go ahead.
So far beyond all that they looked for.
Yeah.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor.
Right. So they think that the end of the elect is without honor. But they're going to find out, man. Their end is going to be without honor. Their end is going to be pitiful, man. All right, give me Isaiah the 65th chapter, man. You know? It's going to get upside down. You guys won't die, man. Keep going.
It says, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High? And his lot is among the saints. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us.
Right, so they're going to see that they're not the ones that the Lord is dealing with. Go ahead.
We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction.
It's okay.
Yea, we have gone through deserts where they lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it.
Right. Keep going.
It says, what has pride profited us? Or what had riches with our vaunting.
Right, because these people are all proud. All these people that's in the world, they got a proud spirit on them. All right? Because they're all about me, me, me. You know what I'm saying? Their nose up in the air, they got a kind of error about them, right? You know? So more certain people more than others. You know, and the Lord is going to destroy all of that, man. The only ones in a truly humble spirit for the most part is the elect. Okay? Well,
It says, what have pride profited us, or what had riches with our vaunting brought us? All these things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hastens by.
so that's it on that. What you got there?
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 30. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced
That's right, so all them places that you went to captivity, those places are going to suffer, man. All right? That's filled up with heathens, right? They're going to suffer, man. All right? You understand? And all these other nations, man. Go ahead.
For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall.
Because the transatlantic slave trade was all around the world. It wasn't just in America, man, or in the Americas. It was all around the earth. Go ahead.
It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
Right. Well, I'll say this. That time period happened all around the earth. I won't say that because that is a specific places, but that time period, you jakes were dispersed around the earth. Go ahead.
Verse 34, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning.
Right, so they're going to be repaid back. All right? Let me, Psalms. Yeah, Psalms 83 is good.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83,
Oh,
and verse 1, and it reads, keep not thou silence, O Most High, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Right.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Who's his people? The Israelites. We're his people, man. Right? So they took crafty counsel against us, man. Go ahead.
And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent.
Now that's dealing with all these different nations, and it starts with the first thing it reads is Edom, okay? Which you don't even need to read that, but the first thing it reads is Edom, okay? But the Lord is going to bring all of them to shame, okay? And all of you jakes that fought against the elect, right? The ones that were pushing this word out, you're going to be brought to shame right along with them. You know? Right, that's a good one. Let me get, what do you got?
This is Judith 5, verse 17.
Ooh.
It says, and whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the power that hated iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies.
That's it, all right? So while we were against our power, that's when that happened. You see, but while we're getting back to our power, the opposite is happening. Right? Okay? The Lord is waking up Jake, right? Waking up Jake, Revelation 11. Okay? He's rousing up the Israelites. Okay? And as he's rousing them up, Yahweh Shai is getting ready to come back, man. To put a complete end to this kingdom, man. You know? Let's sit on that. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Now that's speaking of America, man. Okay? Spiritually, man. Meaning what? That it's not the physical place, but it's spiritually that place, man. Okay? There's many reasons why it's Egypt. Okay? The fact that they love beer, you know, they have the same river, the Mississippi River is just like the Nile River. Okay, the dollar bill got the pyramid on it. They got obelisks all around Washington D.C. And you jakes was in slavery. They're hardcore. Okay, that's Egypt in the spirit. Right?
It says, where also our Lord was crucified, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Now that's dealing with them not telling us who we are, man. You see? Because these other nations, they knew we were the Israelites. You go to like Elam and certain of the people in the Middle East, they know that we're the Israelites. That's common knowledge. See, but you Jakes, you don't know that. Go ahead.
Psalm 79 and verse 1, O Yahweh, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of heaven. The flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them.
Right. Right. So spiritually they did that as well. Okay, they did that physically, but spiritually they did that as well. What?
Verse 10, Revelation 11 and 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
Right, these two probably dealing with what? The southern and the northern kingdom, man. So right, see, the torment is coming with what we're doing now, preaching this word, man. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? But even when they saw us in our glory, that was a torment to them, man. Because they were envying us, man. You see? So even now they envy you, Jakes, in this low state that you're in, man. So wait till the Lord raises us up, man. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
Yeah.
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right, so the spirit of life is in us now, man. That Holy Spirit, man. Okay, that's how we understand this word. That's how we know the future. Okay, and we know what who everyone is, man. All right, go ahead.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
Right. I mean, what? A chariot, man. That's the strangeness of our salvation, man. All right? Because Jake went through a hardcore bondage, but guess what? They're going to have a glorious salvation, man. All right? Go ahead.
And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
Right, because even in Egypt it was rigor. It said, let us make them work with rigor, something along those lines. You see what I'm saying? So what? That was a hardcore bondage too, but that was a glorious salvation. This is going to be Egypt 2.0. Get me Isaiah 11 and 11. Okay.
Isaiah 11 and 11.
Yeah, read that.
It says, And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
When was the first time? In Egypt. That was the first deliverance. This second deliverance is going to be far greater. Then it shall no more be saved. Go ahead.
We shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patros and from Cush.
So now the Israelites aren't just in Egypt. Now they're all around the world. They're in the land that used to be called Elam. They're in the land which used to be called Cush, which is the Ethiopians. This and that, so on. They're scattered around the earth, right? Okay, amongst these different heathens. All right, and the Lord is going to gather us from amongst these different nations.
That's right.
And a lot of these Israelites going to come looking like other nations. That's right. Okay, speaking other tongues. Okay, but the spirit, their line is going to go back to Israel, right? That's Jacob, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going on that. That's right.
So from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
Because we were really the transatlantic slave trade and other slave trades and other just migrations too, not just even just that. Other just migrations had Jakes spread out into these different nations. Okay, a lot of them Filipinos, I think the majority of them are Jakes. They have something called Negritos, okay, which they got afros and all that, man. They're Israelites, man. Okay, the majority. That's why they go when they come over here. What do? They're working for Esau. They're working in the houses and cleaning. Why? Because they're going through the same type of afflictions as Jake for the most part, man. Okay.
They got an island over there called Negroes.
Negroes, right. Which there's one Filipino who came out and said that. She said, "Oh, well, we descend from so-called black people." All right. So ultimately, man, a lot of our people are scattered amongst these different nations, man. All right. A lot of those Southern Italians are Israelites, man. Okay? Sicilians. All right? The majority of them are Jakes, man. Okay?
Scottish people.
A lot of Scots, yeah, a lot of Irish people too. I grew up with a lot of Irish people that are actually Israelites. Okay? There's a difference between, listen, the reason you could tell a so-called white person might be an Israelite or not, or whether he's the devil, okay, is because there's such a different contrast between Jacob and Esau.
That's right.
Jacob and Esau is exactly opposite. So you could tell, okay, he can't be an Edomite. I mean, he could be maybe an Elamite, but he can't be an Edomite. Okay? But then this guy, he got to be an Israelite. Okay? Because it's such a different contrast, man. Go ahead, bro.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations,
Yep.
and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel,
Yep.
and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Right, so Judah's dispersed in the four corners of the earth. They're not just in one place, they're in the four corners of the earth, man. All around, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yep. And it says, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of
Listen
Judah.
on that. Listen on that. You got it? Go ahead.
Jeremiah 16 and verse 14.
Yep.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
That's not going to be spoken about. The deliverance in Egypt is not going to be spoken about it. That's still spoken about now. Okay? Right? They still got movies on it, the Ten Commandments and so on and so forth. Okay? Go ahead.
But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
What's the land of the north speaking about? North America. Because this is where the greatest deliverance is going to be. Why? Because that's where's the nuclear missiles going to hit predominantly? America. Right? So the elect is going to be delivered right out of America before those nuclear missiles are dropped. That's going to be the strangeness of our salvation, as is written about in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. It's going to be strange to these people. Man. Well, there's a lot of strange things happening now. According to these people, they're going to see a lot more stranger things happen. A lot stranger things happen. Okay? That's all? Okay, go ahead.
But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
Because the Lord said he's going to bring plagues upon the new Egypt, just like the old Egypt. It's going to be a lot worse. Because remember, what was happening with Pharaoh? They're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? The locusts, the frogs, the darkness, the plague of darkness, where the darkness was so thick they could feel the darkness. And even if they lit a fire in front of them, they couldn't see it, man. Ooh, golly, man. Wait till the Lord really unleashes in this place, man. See, right now he's using Esau, Edom, the devil, to do his little things to set up his new world order, because he thinks he's doing his own will. But the Lord is using them to do these things. But the Lord is going to help them up until a point. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 28 and verse 21. For the Lord shall rise up as in Mount Perazim. He shall be wroth as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his strange work.
His strange work, man. Go ahead.
And bring to pass his acts, these strange acts.
They're going to see, because listen, there was a point where the Egyptians didn't believe, right? That when he saw, okay, he turned into a snake, a serpent. Well, guess what? We have witches that can do. Witches can do a lot of shit. Okay, witches can do. These elites, right? The Rothschilds, DuPont, they have their personal witches, right? Was it John Todd? I think it was John Todd, who was one of the Rothschilds' witches back in the day. He came out as a whistleblower, but they have their own personal witch codes, man. And they have certain spiritual powers on the left-hand side. But when they see what the Most High does on the right-hand side, they're going to say, no, we can't, that's impossible. You got that? They said, okay, no. Give me the one where it says it is the work of God. Okay? Go ahead.
Exodus, to the point?
Yeah, get to the point. Get to the point.
Exodus 8 and 19. Then the magician said unto Pharaoh,
you know what? Go up a little bit. Go like 2-3 verses.
Got it. Exodus 8 and 17.
Yep.
And they did so, for Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod,
Yep.
and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in men and in beasts.
Yep.
All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt.
Imagine lice just as dust. That's everywhere. You can't escape it. It's all over everybody. That's what the Most High did. All right, man. All right, that's what the Most High did. Go ahead.
And the magicians did so with their enchantments,
All right.
to bring forth lice,
Yeah.
but they could not. so that were lights upon man and upon beasts.
So that's where they couldn't do that. I don't care how much potions they put together, they couldn't do that. Okay? So the most high, he could have did that from the beginning, but he wanted to build it up. This is the most highest theater. The reason why Esau think, they got the technology, because he wants the fight to seem like it's gonna be good.
He likes drama.
He likes the drama. Well, when you go back to the word theater, it actually means God. It means theater means God, because the Theos, right? Which actually the one who's creating, okay, I'm gonna make this character do this. I'm gonna make this character do that. Right. The director is like God on that, in that scene, creating these scenes. That's what the Most High does on high. Go ahead.
They have a script. Yeah. He's the one that decides who dies, who lives, how the story ends.
Oh yeah. That one with speed, brother. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah.
Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, "This is the finger of the Most High."
Yes.
And Pharaoh's heart hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said.
They said, "This is the finger of God." There's nothing he can do about it, right? Go ahead, man.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid.
Right. That's it. Because they're gonna have to bow down to the power of the Most High. They're gonna have to succeed to the power of the Most High. It's a fact. It's nothing that they could do to stop the prophecies. It's nothing that we can do to stop the prophecies. Right. We're just the messengers. We're just giving you the message of what's coming, man. See, Esau gets mad at us. Oh, you guys are preaching hate and evil and why you guys are not positive. Bro, look at the wickedness in the earth. You think the Lord is coming with a positive message for the people? The mass majority of the people is not going to make it, man. Okay? That's just a fact. The scripture says that this world is for many, the world to come for few. That's the most?
Yeah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 1.
Yep.
The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved.
That cloud is what? A chariot. He's coming with that chariot. When he comes with that chariot, you know what you're going to hear, as the scripture say? You're going to hear the ram's horn. That's the metro. That's the metro sound. But you're going to hear the metro. You're going to hear the ram's horn. That's the metro sound. Anyways, you're going to hear the ram's horn. That's what you're going to hear. And everyone's going to hear it. You know? Their heart is going to drop. They're going to get scared. Go ahead.
The Lord rideth upon the swift.
We're going to be excited. The elect is going to be excited, man. Go ahead, man.
And shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Yeah, the heart of Egypt shall melt, meaning they're going to be scared. That's what it means by their heart is going to melt. Okay? Verse 3.
And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
That's it. All right, you got something?
Isaiah 47 and 12. Stand now with thine enchantment, and with the multitude of thy sorceries.
Right. Who's he speaking to? He's speaking to the elites of the society. Okay, he's saying, why don't you use your witchcraft? What's up with your witchcraft, man? Go ahead.
Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
Right, because since the beginning, since Esau's came into power, he's always been using witchcraft, man. Okay? The hub of witchcraft is where? America. When you look at all them different witches, where did they move? They moved to the top witches moved to America. Okay? That's why you got Hollywood and all these different. Listen, man. Go ahead, bro. There's more than that?
Yeah.
Okay. So how much more?
2 verses.
Okay, read the 2 verses. Go ahead.
If so be, thou shalt be able to profit.
Yep.
If so be, thou mayest prevail.
Right. So you might be, the Lord is scoffing at them. Like, go ahead. Why don't you try to fight me with your witchcraft? Let's see if it works. Go ahead.
Thou art worried in the multitude of thy counsels.
Right. Oh, they're meeting, the WEF meeting, this meeting, that meeting. They're wearied in their count, and they're having more meetings now than they ever had.
There's a meeting every other week. Go ahead.
Let now the stars.
Council of Foreign Relations, this, that, the third, G7. That's not going to help them, man. The Lord is coming to take down this kingdom and to set up the righteous kingdom on the earth, man. Go ahead, bro.
Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from the things that shall come upon thee.
Right.
Behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flames. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it.
They're not going to be, there's nothing that could save them, okay, from the power of the Lord. All right? Which is the scriptures in Hebrews 10 says what? It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. Okay? What you got?
This is Jeremiah 30.
Oh, Salaki. Oh, read that.
This is Isaiah 19 and 11. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings?
Right.
Where are they? Where are thy wise men?
Right.
And let them tell thee now, and let them know what the Lord of hosts has purposed upon Egypt.
Well, wisdom puffeth up. The scripture says wisdom puffeth up. You get certain knowledge and you think you're the big stuff, right? Right? Like Esau, he got all this technology. He thinks he's the guy. Yuval Noah, right? What did that devil say? What did he say recently, man? He said we don't have to listen to God. We could get God as mad as he wants. This is what this devil said. Right? Because we could make rain. That's what he said on the TV. And this is the guy who works with Klaus Schwab. His counselor, man. So these are the people who are in the rulership of the earth. So what's going to happen? The Lord is going to crush them. He let them build their pride up, but he's going to crush them. And he's going to set up the righteous in their stead. Hold on. You got more than that? Got some? Okay, go ahead, bro.
1 Corinthians 1 and 20. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe?
Right.
Where is the disputer of this world? And not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?
That's right. The Lord is making foolish the wisdom of this world, starting with us, starting with the apostles and elders on down. Okay? Because what we're going into the scriptures and showing you what they're saying is not correct. The scriptures speak about science falsely so-called. The way they push things out. Oh no, it's not better to use the herbs. It's better to use these petroleum-based pharmaceuticals, man. We're saying no. What the scriptures say, a wise man will not abhor the medicines out of the earth. Right. So that's making foolishness the wisdom of this world, and they'll look at you like you're crazy. This guy he doesn't know anything. Not knowing that those things that they're taking is destroying their body and keeping them hooked. Just like what? Like they call it drugs. Subscription. Right. Subscription. Right. Go ahead. One more verse. Go ahead.
Verse 21. For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High.
Right.
It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
Well, this is why we're doing what we're doing, through the foolishness of preaching. Because we look foolish to the average person. You see? But the Most High wants it that way to prove our loyalty, our faith, rather. You see what I'm saying? And he's going to make the ones that were looking foolish to be exalted amongst the rest.
Jump in.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 1 verse 27. But God chose the foolish things of this world to shame the wise.
Right. Oh, give me what the Lord said. Give me what about the babes. Give me what the Lord said, man. Okay? He chose what? Read that again. Read that with some power, brother.
1 Corinthians 1:27. But God chose the foolish things of this world to confound the
He
wise.
chose the foolish things to confound the wise. The things that are seen like it's foolish in this earth that to confound the wise. Right? We don't got no suits. We ain't driving no Bugattis, right? Maseratis pulling up, You see what I'm saying? No, we're regular men.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And God chose the weak things of this world to shame the strong.
Right, because we ain't got no army. Who has an army? We don't have an army, a military. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man.
That's right.
You see? But Esau has all of that. Esau got the weapons, he got the he got the power, the money, all of that. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead. There's more of that? Okay. There's a bit more. Read again. Read one more verse.
Verse 28.
Verse 28.
Yep.
God chose the lowly things of this world,
Right.
and He despised things.
And the despised, well, hold on, who's more despised than the 12 tribes of Israel right now? Okay, you Israelites, man.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
And the things that are not, knowingly the things that are.
Read it.
This is
Bring to naught?
Yeah.
Okay, bring to naught the things that are not. Right. Oh, it's a different version? You sure? Okay, read it from this version. It's okay, brother. Read it from this
1
version.
Corinthians 1:28. And the base things of the world and the things which are despised hath the Most High chosen. Yea, and the things which are not, to bring to naught things that are.
Hold on. The meek shall inherit the earth, man. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. This is what's playing out right now. Okay? And it starts with what? Hold on. The first shall be last. Hold on. Hold on. The older shall serve the younger. Get me. Second Ezra, 6th chapter. Okay? This is what's playing out right now in the big theater of the theater of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? You got it? Okay, read. Okay, read.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 7. And it reads, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Yep.
Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
Yep.
And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him,
Yeah.
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
So Jacob, which we descend from Jacob, okay, and then you had Esau, man. Okay? So it says it all goes back to Jacob and Esau. All right? Go ahead. Which represent what? The line of the righteous and the line of the wicked.
Right.
Just like what? Cain and Abel.
Right.
Cain was the line of the wicked, right? Which that's why he said that's what basically the spirit of the serpent was in Cain. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 9, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right. So Esau is ruling the earth now, but Jacob is going to be ruling the next earth to come. It's that simple. It's not that hard. Okay? And this has to happen. According to prophecy, this has to happen. Right? Esau would have to have taken over the earth in order for Jacob to rule. So all these things have to happen, man. Or as the Apostle Gabar says, it's always darkest before the dawn.
Right.
It's always darkest before the dawn. Okay? So it's about to get a lot more dark too. All right? In this earth. But it's coming quickly, man. We're at that time when Yahushua is getting ready to come back. Okay? Go ahead. You got more? Huh? Yeah.
This is Matthew 11 and verse 25.
You want water? You want a water?
No,
Good? You want?
thank you.
You sure?
I
Okay.
know my super.
Okay, go ahead. Read.
This is Matthew 11 and verse 25.
What?
At that time Yahushua answered and said,
Yeah.
I thank thee, your Father,
Yeah.
Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent,
Yeah.
and hast revealed them unto babes.
So Yahushua, because he saw the pride and the hypocrisy of the people that were up in status, and he said, I'm glad that you gave it to the low, which was what? Peter and John and all that. They were just fishermen, right? Peter was just a fisherman, right? You know, even Yahushua himself, the Lord himself, his father was just a carpenter. He wasn't a doctor in the law. He wasn't. That's why when he was confounding them, right? They said, how does he know all this? You know, how does he know all this? Because the Lord wasn't going to choose nobody that was. It wasn't predominantly. You got certain brothers that that are, you know, dentists. You know, they did certain things, but the majority of brothers, man, didn't even go to college, man. Majority of brothers is on a lowly level, man.
He chose Paul, you know.
Right? Oh, Paul, beautiful example, but Paul was an educated man, so to speak, man. He was a Pharisee of the Pharisees. Okay, he was from a well-to-do family, so to speak. He had a tutor, which was Gamaliel. Okay, Salakia, who's reading? Okay, go ahead.
St. John 7, verse 14.
Yep.
And now about the midst of the feast, Yahushua went up into the temple
Yep.
and taught. And the Jews marveled, saying, How knoweth this man letters, having never learned?
Having never learned, meaning what? Because the concept of college, you see how they have college now, when they got all these different topics, that really started with us, with the Bible, the Israelites with the Bible, going back to this time. They had colleges set up. That's where it came from. When you look at the history of colleges, it was really to teach the Bible. Okay? So he didn't go to any of those schools,
right? Like vocabulary is different. They go to them seminary schools. They think that, which we call cemeteries. They think that they got it. Oh, I went to the seminary, but they don't know the scriptures like we know. When they come to us, they're like, how do they know all this? Because you can't learn this in the seminary school. You have to learn this through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem.
Next verse.
Go ahead.
Verse 16, Yahushua answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine,
right,
but his that sent me.
Right, but his that sent me, meaning what? The Heavenly Fathers. Okay, this came from the heavens, man. You know? 3:27? John 3:27.
This is John chapter 3 and verse 27.
Yep.
John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven.
Right, except it be given, right. So everything we receive it from the heavens. We can't boast in it, you know? Like we got it ourselves. We got it from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem. Right? Oh, and God has got you. Why are you boasting? I already know. That's the spirit, brother. That's the spirit. You got it? There's more than that?
That was it.
Okay, go ahead, Spot.
You said pertaining to how you were saying about the education.
Okay, come.
It says here in Deuteronomy 17 and 18, and it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in the book of that which is before the priest.
No cameras. No, not you. These women in the back. Go ahead.
And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his power, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandments to the left hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days and his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel.
No cameras, please. No cameras, okay? No cameras. All right, go ahead.
That's it on that.
That's it on that? All right, go ahead.
This is John.
You don't know what they do. They always mix it up, put the devil horns on you. Go ahead.
This is John. This is John 7 and verse 14. Now about the midst of the feast, Yahushua went up into the temple and taught, and the Jews marveled, saying, how kneweth this man letters, having never learned? Yahushua answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me.
But his that sent me. Okay, meaning who? The Heavenly Father's doctrine, man. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Acts chapter 4 and 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven.
You know, it's funny, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You know why everyone's stopping here? Because you're here. I'm telling you right now. I'm not gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you.
Bring it on, man.
It's the facts.
Give it to me.
It's the so-called white guy there. So
Give me the facts.
because our people don't even
Give me
be
the white
listening.
guy facts. Yeah.
Go ahead. It's true. It's nothing against you, but it's
No.
It's the mindset. No, go ahead, man. Yeah. It says, I've never seen Jake stop like this. Go ahead, man.
For there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Right. There's no other name. Now the name is the top important thing. Okay, the name is the top important. That's why I said there's no other name. Was he a Greek? Was the Lord a Greek? No, he wasn't a Greek. Okay, he was a Hebrew, right? So his name would be in Hebrew. It wouldn't be in Greek. See, when you say the word Jesus or Jesus, that goes back to Greek. That's not his name. First of all, the J was not invented until the 1500s with John Trissino.
1524.
Right? So we have to know that, huh?
1524.
1524. The brother got the exact date. Right? So we know that's not, you know they weren't calling, oh, Jesus. They weren't, you wouldn't have responded to that. So you have to go back to the ancient Hebrew. Now, I think it was 1500. Go ahead. It's all good. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so read that again.
All right, it says,
And get me Proverbs 30. It's really close to the camera so the camera can see it. All right? Go ahead.
Acts 4 and 12, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Right. So now there's no other name. Now the name of the Lord is what in the Hebrew? Yahweh Shai. Okay, you got the Yah, you got the Ha, you got the Wa, and you got the Shah. There's a Shah, and then you got the I. Okay, which is right here. Okay, Yahweh Shai. That's how you say the name of the Lord in the ancient Hebrew, which means He delivers. Okay. Now get me Matthew's. Okay. Go ahead.
Matthew 1 and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushai.
Because it's not Jesus. The reason the brother saying Yahushua, because it's not Jesus there in reality. When they were back then, they were saying Jesus. He wouldn't have accepted that. Go ahead.
For he shall save his people from their sins.
Got Proverbs 30? Because he shall save his people from their sins, because that's what his name means. That's why they said that after. He is the deliverer. Okay? Got it?
Yep. Proverbs 30 and verse 4.
Beautiful.
Who had ascended up into heaven?
Right.
Or descended?
Yep.
Who had gathered the wind in his fist?
Yep.
Who had bound the waters in a garment?
Yep.
Who had established all the ends of the earth?
Yep.
What is his name? And what is his son's name? If thou canst tell.
What is his name and what is his son? And this is the Old Testament. Showing you the Old Testament spoke about the Lord. Okay? It said, what is his name and what is his son's name? Okay? This is the Proverbs. This is not Matthew's. This is the Proverbs. Read it again. For you Old Testament only folks. This is the Proverbs here. Go ahead.
Who had ascended up into heaven?
Yeah.
Or descended? Who had gathered the wind in his fist? Who had bound the waters in a garment?
Malachi.
Who had established all the ends of the earth?
Yep.
What is his name? And what is his son's name, if thou canst tell?
What is his name and what is his son's name? This is the most important thing you can learn. That's why anyone comes around here and they're like, what does this mean, right? What does this mean, right? We tell them a whole spiel. We'll say, listen, the most important thing you can leave here with is the name of Yahweh and the name of Yahushua. Okay? So when you pray to those names, that's where the power is. That's right. The power is not in Jesus the Christ. And that messes people say, now I grew up with Jesus. Well, hey, you could still stay growing up with Jesus. We're telling you the true gospel, man. That's right. That's the gospel. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Exodus 23 and 13.
Beautiful. That's what I want.
And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods.
Hold on, there's names of other gods. So you better be making sure you're calling on the right name. All right, this is what we're trying to explain to you. There's names of other gods. And guess what? Jesus goes back to Serapis Christus, which is a god back then. Okay, when you go look up the similarities between what they say about so-called Jesus now and what they said about Serapis Christus. Okay? And you'll find a lot of similarities, but it's not the same person that's in the scriptures. Okay? So when you say that name Jesus, you're putting a whole other vibration out there. Read that again.
This is Exodus 23 and 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth.
So that's a curse. When you say that, you're putting a curse on yourself. When you say Yahushua, that's a blessed name. That's a blessing you're bringing upon yourself. If you say it in sincerity and truth.
That's right.
Okay? That's the difference. You could call upon it, but you got to be sincere. You got to be in truth as well. Go ahead.
This is Romans 10. This is Romans 10 and verse 13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Right.
How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
What? So, well, hold on. Now he has sent to you his true pastors. You see? It's not no people in the churches, they read one Bible verse and they'll talk about, they'll have a motivational speech the rest of the time. That's not how you're supposed to do it. Okay? This is not the prosperity doctrine. This is not what the Bible is about, man. Bro, we know we're going to have prosperity in the kingdom of heaven. Yeah. Well, no, it's not about black. I'll show you this, right? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, those are the Israelites according to the Bible, okay? But we have other Israelites scattered around that are not considered so-called black, Latino, and Native American, okay? That are Israelites. This is just more of how would you say this? A rough draft, okay? To say where the concentration of Israel is now today, right? Now that term black, there's no such thing, there's no such thing as black people. I'm looking at you right now, brother, you're brown, okay? Looking at all the brothers up here, they're brown. There's no such thing as black people, and there's no such thing as white people. That doesn't exist either. That was something that was created in 1681, okay? And there was a reason for that, all right? Now, because they never classified all the Europeans together in one box before. That's a new thing. That was 1681 that happened. Now, there are different shades of red, okay? From a dark red to a pink because of the blood shows forth through their skin, okay? So that's the difference. Now, you got Israelites that look like that too. You got Israelites that are lighter skinned, got Israelites that are darker skinned because we've been mixed.
Wait, Israel's a country enough?
No, well, no, it's actually in Asia, to be honest. Israel's actually in Asia, right? But the continent of Africa doesn't mean anything because you have all kind of people in Africa. You got all nations in Africa. You got Arabs, you got so-called white people, you got so-called Chinese, and you got so-called black people, you know? So that doesn't really mean much, right? We're gathering the Israelites. Okay, so the Israelites out of Africa that are of the elect, that's who we're speaking to. You see what I'm saying? Predominantly the West Africans. Those are mostly, that's where most of the concentration of Israel is at. Like Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, so on and so forth. Huh?
Where I come from is in the west.
Well, I can tell you're Israelite. I can already see the way you walk, the way you talk. I already see you have the spirit of Israel.
I come from Ghana.
From Ghana, of course. But that's Israel, brother. That's Israel. That's the Israelites. That's where we came from in slavery, right? So a lot of Israelites were slaves.
Wait, yeah, finishing off back to Romans 10, in verse 13 again. It says, for whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Right.
How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
Now I have to say something though. When it says call upon the name of the Lord, that ain't speaking about every person in the planet Earth. That's speaking about the Israelites. Okay, wherever they may be. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 14, it says, how then shall they call?
Just another one.
It says, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
Right.
Or how shall they
And
hear?
this is why we're here to teach you that. The Lord, this is the mercy of the Lord. The fact that he sent us out here to teach you the right way, the right gospel, that's the mercy towards his people. Say, listen, no. This is the way you're supposed to be walking in order for you to be delivered, man. Because we're showing you it's always darkest. I got to take it a little Apostle Gabar again. It's always darkest before the dawn. It's about to get dark out here, man. You see that little blackout that happened? Imagine that happening in a police station, everything for a month, for 2 months, 3 months, forevermore. And then there's no more food and shit. What do you think is gonna happen, bro? You gotta imagine these things in your mind. This is what the Lord is getting ready to bring out here, man, for the purpose of judgment. A lot of people are gonna perish in this earth. Okay? What?
Psalms 145 and verse 18.
Oh, you want to finish? Yeah. Salakia, brother. My fault. Go ahead.
Finishing off verse 14, it says, and how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent?
And by the way, the word preacher actually means prophet. So when they're saying they're a preacher, where's the prophecies? They got to be prophesying. We're prophesying. We're telling you things that are going to happen before it happens. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
Right. We're bringing the glad tidings of good things to the nation of Israel. Go ahead. What you got?
Back to Acts. All right, brother.
Shalom. Go ahead.
Back to Acts chapter 4 and 13. Now, when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Yahweh Shai.
Right. They have been. Well, that's going to be. Anyways, go ahead, man. Read that again, please. Sorry.
Back to Acts 4 and 13. Now, when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled and took knowledge of them that they had been with Yahweh Shai.
Right, because the way they spoke it like we speak in a particular manner where they know, like, oh, these guys, they must be one of them, you know? Because the way we speak, we don't speak like the average person, especially the average Jake. Go ahead.
This is Galatians 1 and 6. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Yahweh Shai unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and will pervert the gospel of Yahweh Shai.
Right. Because you have to understand, back then you have people telling them it's all about the law. But it's really about Yahweh Shai. It's about the Lord. That's who's going to really deliver us. See, the law is a good thing because the law sets up order. That's good. It's good to keep the law. But ultimately, you're going to be delivered through Yahweh Shai. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, but though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you, then that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. As we said before, so say I now again. If any preach any other gospel unto you, then that ye have received, let him be accursed.
Right, so there's a particular gospel, all right? There's a particular gospel and this gospel is to the elect, okay? The main people that we're targeting right now, really the Lord is targeting, is the elect, okay? You wanted to say something? Okay, go ahead.
This is St. Matthew 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Right. So this is what's happening now. Through what? Through the internet. Get me that? There's no place or language where through the internet. We got brothers that speak all kind of languages, man. Before we did this, we did a French camp, right? These brothers were speaking French in the camp, right? And then we got other brothers that speak Spanish, right? In LA and in different places in South America. We got brothers that speak Dutch. We got brothers in Holland right now speaking Dutch. We got a brother that's deaf doing sign language preaching, man. Hold on, they're hearing the gospel. They're hearing the gospel even though they might be hearing impaired. They're hearing the gospel, man, through the Spirit, man. Well, that was the Spirit of the Lord. That's the Spirit of the Lord. He caught it.
You saw that.
He caught it too. He caught it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's a good eye. That's a good eye. That's it.
I ain't missing shit, man.
That's it. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's spiritual.
The army of Christ is upon this moment.
Right.
And it's chilling how poignant and beautiful it is. So,
oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's
like,
good. That's good.
know that the Lord is here. No.
That's good. That's
Well, I mean, he brought my white ass here, so.
Right. What is laughing?
You know, he's laughing. He's laughing.
Which is there's no such thing as
No,
white,
no.
you know. I know you're joking. I know you're joking.
I know you don't. But
I just wanna. We gotta make sure we keep pointing that.
No.
Everyone has been forgotten that. You know.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead, bro. What you got, bro?
This is Psalms 19.
When I say that, if I ever say that, right, I say that for education because people don't know what I'm talking about.
You say it out loud, and I got the loud man, so yeah.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 19 and verse 1.
Yeah.
To the chief musician, a psalm of David.
Yeah.
The heavens declare the glory of the Lord, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Yep.
Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge.
There's prophets out there prophesying night after night, day after day. No, it's because we have the internet and you have certain brothers in different time zones, right? So all day there's videos going. Listen, man, when it comes to brothers, it got to be at least 10,000, more than 10,000. Let's say 10,000. I want to say 10,000 videos a week. Okay, I want to say 10,000 videos a week because you got brothers that do it every single day. You got thousands of brothers out there. Okay, some brothers make multiple videos a day, right? So if you can watch that every time, like if I get off right now and we stop preaching, we can go watch them right now. At night at 1 in the morning, I watch videos sometimes. So read that again.
This is Psalms 19 and verse 2. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge.
Right.
There is no speech nor language where the voice is not heard.
Why? Because this gospel has been preached throughout the earth. Okay? You got to know that once the true gospel is preached around the earth, which is what we're pushing out right now, then that's when the end is going to. That's why things have been speeding up in the earth to begin with, because this has been pushed forth, man. Okay? After 2007, the apostles and elders got on the YouTube. Bro, what happened after 2007? The crash. Remember the crash in 2008? That happened right after the apostles got on YouTube, the year after. And then the whole kingdom has been going downward since then. That's all spiritual, man. Salakia. There's more than that.
Verse 4, it says, their line is gone out through all the earth.
That's right.
And their words to the ends of the world, and then hath he set a tabernacle for the sun.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because that's the light. We're trying to get Isaiah 60. Go ahead.
This is Job 39, verse 9.
Yeah.
Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee, or abide by thy crib? Canst thou bind the unicorn with his band in the furrow, or will the harrow the valleys after thee? Wilt thou trust him because his strength is great, or wilt thou leave thy labor to him?
Now, the unicorn, this is speaking about the satellite system. You know they have one horn in the satellite system? It's not speaking about an actual unicorn, okay? It's speaking about the satellite because it has that nose. When it says, when we leave our labor to him, it's mean we don't have to travel how Paul traveled. Remember, Paul was traveling here, taking a boat, shipwreck. We just put it on the internet, and this is how all of us found each other. Through this internet. The apostles, I never met the others in apostles, right? But I saw them through the internet, man. Go ahead, keep going.
Says, wilt thou trust him because his strength is great, or wilt thou leave thy labor to him?
Right.
Wilt thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed?
How is he bringing home the seed of Israel right now? Through the internet. What does it mean bring home? It means the fact that they're Israelites. Make sure they wait. Oh, I shall teach this the way you once knew this.
The Lord, that's where you get the word educate from. Educate really goes back to the Latin educare, which means to draw out from within. You can't educate someone if it's not within them already. Okay? Go ahead.
Wilt thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed
Yeah.
and gather it into thy barn?
Yeah, the house of David. That's it. Beautiful.
2 Peter 3:1. This second epistle, beloved.
Yeah, ask a preacher what that means, man. He's gonna tell you about the average the preachers today. Oh, it's a unicorn, brother. It's not an actual unicorn. Go ahead.
This second epistle.
So there's a unicorn running around gathering up Israelites with his teeth. Put him in a barn. No, this is parabolic, man. No, but honestly, bro, there's a unicorn. Come on, man. Galloping around the earth. Like grabbing some cars and God. All right, go ahead. That's it. That's boring.
2 Peter 3:1.
Sorry. So go ahead, man.
This second epistle, beloved, I now write.
My fault.
Beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds. I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance.
By way of remembrance. So that's what. So it's okay, bro. It's okay. So don't let's say get you vexed, but don't worry about it, bro. It's paper. Don't worry, it's paper.
But you know you're over the spot when the devil is trying to get to you.
Yes.
And keep on preaching, my friend.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. You got it.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right, brother. You're right. All right. So ultimately, right. So what was that? Read that again.
2 Peter chapter 3:1. This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance.
By way of remembrance. So, because you had the so-called Gentiles back then, remember those were Israelites that were that lost their heritage. Like Timothy is a perfect example. It said that his mother was what's his mother's name again? Remember his mother's name? I can't remember, but it's okay. It's okay.
The devil was trying to take your words, man.
Absolutely.
Just take a moment.
Always like that. Always like
Get
that.
back into Christ.
It's always like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's always like
beautiful,
that.
beautiful.
Yahweh Shai. You gotta remember that name, Yahweh Shai. Okay, very important. Yahweh Shai. Remember that name. All right?
I'll never
Very
forget it, man. Beautiful. God bless.
Okay, go ahead.
This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you,
Yep.
in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance.
Yep. By way of remembrance. So he's stirring up the mind by way of remembrance. Okay? To remember who they were. Because remember those Israelite foreigners, they fell out, they fell away. Okay, matter of fact, get me that. Shall we see the Gentiles among the Gentiles? Okay? The Israelite foreigners fell away from the fact that they were Israelites, man. Started following after different customs. Oh, matter of fact, get the Maccabees, brother. Where he put those different laws, when Antiochus put those different laws. That was a big part of why the Israelites were following after Greek customs and other heathen customs. Okay? You got it already? Okay. Do you have the Gentiles? Okay, go ahead.
This is John 7, verse 35. And it reads, Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Will he go unto the dispersed? You can read the other versions, yeah? Will he go unto the Gentiles, amongst the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Now that's two different types of Gentiles. Okay? There's actual heathen nations, meaning they're not Israelites by blood, and you got Israelites that are amongst them acting like that. Okay? You have to know the difference. It's very important. Go ahead.
This is John 7:35 NLT. It says the Jew leaders were puzzled by this statement. Where is he planning to go? They asked. Is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews and other lands? Maybe.
Jews in other lands, meaning what? They're around these other heathens. You have to understand. That's what, when he speaks about Gentile, doesn't mean necessarily speaking about another nation. These are Israelites who lost their way. That's why he said, I stir up your mind through remembrance, though ye once knew this. Knew this one. When you were back in the land of Israel and you were keeping the customs, so on and so forth.
Go ahead.
It says, maybe he will even teach the Greeks.
Right, now we're at the position, and the Lord did that for a reason to be written, because now really all of the Israelites are at a position of being Gentiles. We didn't grow up knowing we were Israelites. We didn't grow up following the law, statutes, the commandments, man. Right? Growing up in different lands, you know. So we weren't speaking the Hebrew. Even now we don't know the Hebrew perfect. Right? So that's the grace of the Lord. To give us that time to come back. You know, and really ultimately he's going to give us a cheat code and change us. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 17 and verse 4.
Yeah.
And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
That's him speaking to Jeremiah. Did Jeremiah ever forget he was an Israelite? That's a question. Jeremiah ever? No, good, no. All right? Jeremiah never forgot he was an Israelite. So what is this speaking about? This is a future prophecy the Lord is telling them. You're going to forget who you are. Go ahead.
And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Yep.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Now what did the Lord do to the Israelites every time they disobeyed him? Put them in slavery under other nations. That's the facts. Okay? That's the facts. Or had them, well, there was two things. He had them scattered, and he put them in slavery. In other words, you got Israelites, that's why you have Israelites that come looking like all different nations. Right? You see? Because we were scattered, but we were also put into captivity. There's two things that happened. Okay? That's why it says you shall run one way, and so on and so forth. The enemy shall come to you one way, you shall scatter 1,000 ways, multiple ways. Go ahead. Hence, that's why we have Israelites that look like this gentleman, okay, and other, so-called Chinese and so on and so forth. That's a fact. Because why? We've been scattered around the earth. Right. Amen. Go ahead, man.
Acts 2 and 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
Ooh. Right, so on. But they're Jews, but they're out of every nation. Right? But they're Israelites. Is that the one where it says, how do we hear them in our own song?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get that.
Yeah. Now, verse 6. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in their own language.
Yep.
And they were all amazed and marveled. Saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galilean?
Yep.
And how hear we every man in our own tongue?
You know why they said that? Because the Galileans were not known for being educated. That was like the lower of society, man. Even Nazareth was the lower of society. That's why the Lord said what? Like the hood, the projects, if you will. Right? He said, can any good thing come out of Nazareth? Can any good thing come out of Nazareth? Because it was just the hood, basically. Go ahead.
And how hear we every man in our own tongue,
yep,
wherein we were born,
yep,
Parthian and Mede and Elamites and the dwellers in Mesopotamia.
Hold on, but he called them Elamites. That's a heathen nation. Were they actually Elamites? Were they actually Parthians? No. They were calling themselves that. Why? Because they were scattered amongst them. Okay? And if you scatter amongst the people for a long enough time, what do you think the Israelite men is going to do? They're going to lay down with their women, okay? And they're going to have children by them. Okay? That's a fact. And this is why there was a lot of times where they were getting, certain prophets would get mad at Israel because they were doing that. But it's not the fact that they were just laying down with those other women. It's the fact that they were having their children not learn the Israelite customs, not follow the ways of the Most High. Right? They were speaking the language of those people, and they were following the gods of those people. That was the problem. Go ahead.
And in Judea, and in Cappadocia, in Pontus and Asia, Phrygia, and Pamphylia, yep, in Egypt, and in the parts of Libya,
yep,
and Cyrene, and the strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes.
This is why we have Israelites all around the earth. So we got Filipinos, though most of them are Israelites. So on and so forth. You have a question?
No.
Okay.
No, just beautiful.
Just what? There's more than that?
No, that's it.
Okay, good.
Real quick, this is Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 23. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod,
yes,
of Ammon, and of Moab, and their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speaking the Jews' language.
which is the Hebrew. And it's very important. You know, there was a saying back in the time of the Lord, it's better to eat pork than to speak Greek. They look down upon speaking the Greek language and these other nations' languages. Okay? And you cannot call upon the name of the Lord in the Greek or any other language for that matter. Let me say something. A name cannot be translated. Okay? It can be transliterated. It cannot be translated. Okay? Go ahead.
But according to the language of each people, verse 25, and I
God's
could.
blessings upon you all.
All right, brother. Same to you,
listen,
brother. All right? Same to you,
I
bro.
can't tell you how inspirational
All right, brother.
and beautiful this is.
All right, brother.
I'll be back.
Yeah, you're probably, I believe you're one of us. I believe you're an Israelite. I believe you're one of us.
Kind of a complicated situation, but the love, the understanding,
Yeah.
the way in which Christ is imbued upon your beautiful family and what you guys are doing.
Do me a favor, use the
is-
name Yahweh Shai. Start using the name Yahweh Shai instead of Christ.
Yahweh
Use
Shai.
Yahweh Shai. There we go.
My boy, yeah.
Yahweh Shai, very important. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to
Listen,
get you to be
listen,
saved,
listen,
bro. I'm trying to get you to be delivered.
I've been to 7 countries in Africa. I love the Lord Jesus Christ, and the ministry that you are imbuing into Montreal is something exquisite, and I just want you to know that I truly understand.
Right, but it's not us. It's really
I know
Yahweh
I'm
Shai.
not-
It's not even us. We're just
I know
wrestlers.
I'm not your poster
We're just
boy,
wrestlers.
like white guy walking around.
There ain't no
Montreal,
poster boy. There's no
but
poster
no, I know. But I mean, God bless. Like,
Yeah, that's all good, but same
you've
bro.
reached a lot of people.
But I'm gonna say
and-
this. I'm
yeah,
gonna say
please do.
this.
Yes.
Okay. The
Please
only
do.
way a blessing is gonna be on you is if you start using the name of Yahweh Shai. That's the
Yahweh
only way
Shai.
that blessing is. That's
Yahweh
it.
Shai.
Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. It's the only way. It's the only way. Yahweh
It's
Shai.
interesting you would say that because that particular pronunciation has been put upon me in the last 24 hours, and I don't think that's coincidence.
No? Oh yeah. So what do you mean by it's put upon you? What do you mean by that?
It's been delivered to me directly through Jesus Christ in the last 24 hours. And the pronunciation was the specific important part. And I find that very interesting that you would want to put that upon me as well. It tells me that you're like a lightning bolt from Jesus Christ trying to put that upon you.
I appreciate that. I would like the both of you, Yahweh Shai. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
And I don't mean that in a very,
No,
I mean that in a very genuine,
I believe you. I believe
sincere
you.
way.
The only thing I'm having a problem with is that name Jesus keep coming out. That's what it sounds like chalkboard because that's
well,
not the name. Yahweh Shai is very important. That's what we were trying to deliver that to you so you can understand the name. You either transformed by the renewing in your mind. The name is Yahweh Shai. We cannot
Yahweh
call
Shai.
upon any other name but Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, my brother. You know, and that's out of love. That's what I'm telling you is out of pure love.
You know, the only way I'm taking it is out of pure love.
Good.
Can we agree on that?
Good. I agree on that, bro. That's exactly what it is.
God bless.
That's exactly what it is.
God
God bless you.
God
Yahweh
bless.
Bashem Yahweh Shai. If you call upon that
bless.
name,
God
then Yahweh
bless.
Bashem Yahweh Shai for the
God bless.
blessing. If you call upon
God
that
bless.
name. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I'm-
Try your best, man. Try your best.
I'm in love with Yahweh Shai.
Give him a favor. Give him a favor. You want a paper. You want a paper. All right. You want a paper. Good boy. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
God bless.
All right. Take care. Take care, bro. All right. Shalom. Shalom. All right. Go ahead. Keep reading, bro.
All right. It says, and the children spake half in the speak of Ashdod and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people.
According to the language of each people, meaning what? The heathens, man. Right? So they weren't even speaking the Hebrew. Showing you that the Hebrew is important. That shows you the Hebrew is actually important to know. You know? That's why he said that when something's spoken in another tongue, it has not the same force in it. Now the Hebrew is a very intricate and beautiful language, man. Very, very beautiful, man. Each of these words have symbols in them that mean something, man. Right? You know, I always go into Abba, which is simple. But in one of my videos I did recently, I went into Bani. The brothers watch that? Ban. So the word ban is what? Son, right? Now when you look at the word ban, you got ba, which is house, right? And then you got the na, which is the continuation. The continuation of that. Right? Because if you don't got a son, it's done. There's no more continuation.
Oh yeah, wow.
See? That's it on that?
Oh, shit.
Okay.
More? Okay, that's it on that? Okay, go ahead.
This is pertaining to Paul. And it says here in Acts 22 and 25, and they bound him with thongs. And Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman?
Right.
And uncondemned? And when the centurion heard,
What was he doing there? He was using God. He was using the Roman card, the race card. He pulled the Roman card on him. Go ahead.
and when the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman.
Right. Did that mean he was a white guy? No, that means he was a Roman citizen. Go ahead.
Then the chief captain came and said unto him, tell me, art thou a Roman? He said, yeah. And the chief captain answered, with a great sum obtained, with a great sum obtained I this freedom. And Paul said, I was free, I was free born. And then straightway they departed from him, which should have examined him. And the chief captain also was afraid, after he knew that he was a Roman, and because he had bound him.
Yeah, but the Romans were cruel too, man. And they didn't think, oh, everyone was equal. No, they looked down upon others. Right? Go ahead, bro. Let's go to the last scripture.
Acts 26 and 14. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue.
In the what tongue?
Hebrew tongue.
I didn't catch that.
Hebrew tongue.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
Yeah, so the Lord came, he spoke in the Hebrew tongue, man. Paul knew other languages. Why didn't he speak to him in the Latin? Because the Latin is nothing, man. The Hebrew is the pure tongue, man. That's why it's known as Lashawan Kodash.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, brothers have any last precepts? Well, what's the time? I'm sure it's the time, but I know we got lost with time.
Oh yeah, it's 3:21.
Oh, go ahead. What you got? Nothing? My brother's hungry. Eh? All right. We got a precinct close the book. Anyways, with that, we're going to give all praises going on.
To Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, B'Chakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone where we learn this truth from. Salutations, much love and respect to Akim out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shemai, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, 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 Shemai, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, 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 Shemai, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, 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 Kwame Yasha'Allah.